The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Hot take or a reality? ESPN's Dan Orlovsky dropped a bold take about Ty Simpson and Fernando Mendoza, and people around the league are reacting. We'll talk about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Wish you could have been a Jet, Fernando.
Let's see what happens.
What's your message to the Jet fans in New York?
Jets, Jets.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Hit the like button and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Busy show. We got Asmaniac Madness coming your way. Black Gypsy is in action. And, of course, that means we will be wrapping up the extraordinary region when we get done with his matchup against Coach Oglick. But we begin with some conversation that is happening across the media universe today following some comments that were made by longtime ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky. This is from Get Up this morning. Orlovsky being asked about the quarterbacks in this draft class. And here's the clip of Orlovsky's hot take, or maybe it's a real take. You decide. Here's Orlovsky on Ty Simpson.
Simpson has been a fascinating person in this draft, going back to the middle part of the season where he seemed to be trending towards QB1.
Yeah.
And then the season went on, and there became no question that Fernando Mendoza is going to be the first quarterback taken in this draft. Certainly that is at least the conventional wisdom, and Ty Simpson could fall anywhere in the first round. You have looked at the tapes. What are you seeing?
I think Ty Simpson is QB1. I think Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this class. I think when you look at the body of work and what was asked of these two quarterbacks, you have to start with the question, who needed to do more to carry their football team to play well? Ty Simpson, and it's not close between those two quarterbacks. Who took more games over throughout the course of the season? Ty Simpson. It's not even close. And if we're asking, like, okay, we're trying to see what you are as a player in college and what you're going to be asked to do in the NFL and what translates. I start with, what do you do in moments of panic with the football? Because that's really what separates good to great. I would tell you that Ty Simpson is more consistent in that regard. There's not a ton of moments of panic out of Fernando Mendoza. And then there's moments when he immediately drops his eyes and becomes a runner. Ty Simpson more consistent in that. What guy was asked to do more NFL throws? When I say NFL throws, I'm talking 15, 20, 25-yard in routes, crossing routes, deep corner or sail routes. Yeah. Ty Simpson, and it's not even close in that regard. Downfield throws, the posts and the goes, I think they're close. Mendoza throws a lot of go routes, and he's good at it, but I think they're close. RPO, get it out, that's predominantly what Mendoza's offense was.
Right.
And then I think throwing on the move, they're both relatively equal. So when it comes to moments of panic and big throws, real NFL throws, I think it's clearly Ty Simpson.
So it is, I mean, to be clear, this will get a lot of attention that you feel this way because you are, at this point, I think one of the people whose opinions on this stuff matter the most. And everyone has their opinion, and this is certainly going to be an unconventional one. But you're comfortable saying if you had the choice between the two of them, you would take Ty right now.
I would much rather have Ty, and I like Fernando Mendoza. This is not to slight Mendoza.
Yeah.
I would rather have Ty Simpson at the 15 to 20 range than Fernando Mendoza.
Here's the thing. He didn't answer Greeny's question at the end there. Who do you want? Who's the better quarterback? All right, say it with your chest. Don't give me the, well, I would rather Ty at the 15 to 20 range than Mendoza at 1. That's not relevant. So I don't like that at the end there. I also just think we are overanalyzing this stuff. Sometimes the obvious answer is the obvious answer. Fernando Mendoza is the best quarterback in this draft class. We don't have to pretend. Doesn't mean he will end up being that guy. But I feel like we've reached the part of like the draft cycle where it's like, let's come up with a crazy take that gets people going. At first, Orlovsky said he originally watched the tape on Simpson and Mendoza through the first 8 games. Remember that tweet that went viral? And then he got a lot of pushback for that. Because it's like, dude, if you watch Mendoza, he got better and better as the year went on. When Indiana actually needed him to be at his best, he was. Unlike, unfortunately, Ty Simpson, who got banged up. And that's part of the conversation with Simpson. He's 6'1", 215 pounds. Fernando Mendoza is 6'5", 235. I heard Chris Sims, who played quarterback in the NFL, say that he could easily push 245 if he wanted to, and you wouldn't even know. Size matters in football. It does. It matters at that position especially. We could excuse Simpson and say, well, his performance dipped with injuries, but him being injured is a part of the conversation when you're evaluating him. He's a smaller quarterback. He's not small, but he's not as big as Mendoza. So I vehemently disagree with Dan because it almost feels like because he got pushback the last time he gave a take on Simpson, and now he's just doubling down on it. When you say, oh, you know, who's making more NFL throws? Like, come on, man. Who led his team to the national title? Who in the fourth quarter called his own number and made the play to win the game? Who won? Who beat Ohio State in that defense in the Big Ten championship game and made the big time throw when it mattered late in the game? Like, Mendoza's passed every test. Now, I am sure there are some teams who might have Ty ahead of Mendoza. But from a Jet standpoint, I don't think that team's the Raiders, so I don't think it really matters. I don't believe the Jets are going to take him at 2. I think the conversation for Ty Simpson starts at 16 for the New York Jets. Now, you'll notice in the title, it says, Dan Orlovsky drops bold Ty Simpson take backed by ex-Jets GM. Mike T on Twitter earlier tweeted this. The gap between Fernando Mendoza and Ty Simpson is much smaller than the gap between the number 2 quarterback and the number 3 quarterback, which is a significant difference. I don't dispute that there is a gap perception amongst fans and media that, oh, Mendoza is the best quarterback and then it's everyone else. I'm sure it's Mendoza, a gap, and then Ty. That's how teams will, I'm sure, view it. But we also need to acknowledge it's still Mendoza, a gap, and then Ty. But I do think Mike is right. And I think if we've been pretty fair on the show with the different film studies that we have done with some of these quarterbacks and filtering through all the different takes on this, that it does feel like it goes Mendoza 1, then Ty's the second best quarterback. And then there is a pretty significant drop off. Whereas Ty either goes in the first round or somewhere in the second round. You can't tell me there's another quarterback that you know for sure is either going to be a first round or second round pick besides Ty Simpson. It's going to be Mendoza for sure. Adam Schefter said today he thinks Ty Simpson will be a first round pick. But then after that, you can't tell me who the next quarterback off the board is. So I do agree there is a gap between Ty Simpson and then whoever the third quarterback is. But I think we need to stop with, Ty Simpson's actually bad. I think we overthink this stuff, man. Mendoza has started so many more games in college and has gotten better every year. Here's a graphic I made before the show today. This is why I'm weary of taking Ty Simpson at 16. I like Ty. Again, I'm a fan of his. I just don't believe in taking him 16th overall. I think that's too big of a risk for the Jets when you have 3 first-round picks and what I believe will be a better quarterback class a year from now. First-round quarterbacks with less than 20 career starts. This is dating back to Cam Newton in 2011. Look at the list here. Ryan Tannehill, Trey Lance, Kyler Murray, Dwayne Haskins, Cam Newton, Anthony Richardson, Mitchell Trubisky. Cam is the only name you could point to and say that it worked out with the team that drafted him. He's the only name. And Cam was a freak in college and had one of the great seasons that Auburn year where they won the national title you'll see from anyone. I am not drafting Ty Simpson 16th overall. I think it's too big of a risk. I could get a receiver there. I could get another offensive lineman there. I could take another defensive player there. And I have 3 first-round picks in 2027. And I have 2 second-round picks. I think there's a chance that Ty falls out of round 1, despite what people say. Find me the team for him. I don't believe that Arizona is taking him at 3. Do you guys? I don't believe that the Dolphins are taking him at 11. Do you? The Browns with their first round pick? I don't see it. I'd be surprised if Pittsburgh took him at 21. I could see Cleveland maybe drafting him at 24. Maybe. But again, I think there's a chance he's there at 33, and I would be fine if they took a swing there because there's a difference at 33 than 16. The cost is different. The draft capital investment is way different. And there's a lot of players you're turning down, overtaking if you go with a quarterback. And I don't trust the Jets' plan to properly evaluate what Simpson is, right? The coaching staff's on the hot seat. You take Ty Simpson at 16. How many games is he going to play in? So I could get an accurate assessment of what he is before you're sitting there with 3 first-round picks and potentially an opportunity to take a big-time prospect in the 27 draft. And what do you do if Ty Simpson is just okay if he gets 8 games, 8 starts? What do you do then? At 33, you can mitigate the risk. You can keep him on your team. He costs you nothing as a second-round pick, as a backup quarterback. Fine. Let him compete with the rookie. 16 just feels too rich. Now, I'm okay even if they traded back into the first round, if it didn't cost a ton to do it. But every year, the cost of doing something like that, it varies based on demand. Again, I like Ty, but I will keep bringing up the game started because that, to me, is a huge data point that people don't acknowledge enough. Doesn't mean Ty can't be an outlier, but if you're an NFL GM, if you're Darren Muji, are you betting on an outlier at the 16th overall slot? I don't think you are. Not when your job is not on the line yet. You don't need to take a quarterback. No one's saying, Muji, get the quarterback, figure it out now, or else. JD says the games played argument is blown out of proportion. Explain, JD. Call in. Because I don't think it is. I look at this list here and I see Cam Newton, who was a physical freak and won a national title at Auburn. And every other name on here, I don't think was very good with the team that drafted him. I think Kyler was okay for the first couple of years of his career, and it obviously fizzled out. So the bottom line is you could draft the quarterback and take a swing, but there's a huge investment when you take a pick that you acquired because of Sauce Gardner being traded, an all-pro corner, and you use it on a quarterback. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats, we'll cut the line. I'll tell you what, if they do take Ty Simpson, every Jet fan should be rooting for him. That is for sure. I'm rocking my Broadway Joe t-shirt right now. Maybe we need another Alabama quarterback to get the Jets back to the playoffs. Who knows? Super chats cut the line. So let's get it started here. Doc Jetfed says, just in, Nick Farrier reporting Ty Simpson gone by pick 1. Hey, I hope the Raiders are one of these teams that falls in love with Ty over Mendoza. But I don't think they will be. Just screams, hey, let's have something else to talk about during draft season because it's a foregone conclusion. Mendoza's going 1. Daniel Jeremiah has him as his best player in the draft, by the way. Plenty of people like Fernando Mendoza. M123 says, belief in player, not starts. You take Arch, now 1. Yeah, but the starts matter to me. I would take Mendoza over Arch right now, by the way. So don't speak for me. And I said this the other day on the show. If Arch Manning came out right now and Fernando Mendoza was there, I would take Fernando Mendoza. I had no problem saying that. People could say, what? You're crazy. Why? We're basing the hype around Arch on the 6 great games he had at the end of the year. I think he's going to be really good, but I'm not willing to just to poo-poo experience and game started and what Mendoza did this year. Belief in the player matters, but there's also data points you could point to. And again, Arch a year from now, I believe, will be a lot better because he'd have 2 full years starting. And he played some games in Quinn Ewers last year when he was hurt and looked pretty good. Jetstream in our raffle for 2. Here's the raffle prize today. A Jets Legends jersey. We gave one away on the first show. Let's give away another Jets jersey today. Joe Namath, Joe Klecko, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett, Darrell Revis, Nick Mangold, and Keyshawn Johnson are your choices. Enter the raffle, and when you do, you have a chance to win at the end of the show. Plus, this week on the show, on Saturday, I'm going to raffle away a signed Namath helmet, signed Revis helmet, and a signed Breece Hall helmet. Big Fella says, did you see Chris Sims' wide receiver rankings? Interesting. I did. Sims always has some receiver rankings or quarterback rankings in general that are just very much out there. Sims, top receiver, tier 1, Denzel Boston and Jordan Tyson. Tier 2, Chris Brazzell and Carnell Tate. And tier 3, Zachariah Branch, the receiver from Georgia. Now, a year ago, Sims had Travis Hunter, tier 1, Kyle Williams, tier 2, Tet McMillan in tier 2, Jalen Noel in tier 2, and Trey Harris in tier 3. So he is out there with his rankings a lot of times. For some context, I believe Sims also liked Zach Wilson more than Trevor Lawrence, too. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Open phone lines for those of you who want in on the show. We are doing a little solo episode here, so plenty of time for your calls. Don't wait till I'm live for 2 hours to start calling in, because we don't have 2 hours to be live for on this current Monday afternoon. Appreciate everyone rocking with us here. Again, what do you make of Dan Orlovsky's comments that it's Ty Simpson as the best quarterback in this draft class? And if the Jets took Ty at 16, how would you feel? Let's do Asmaniac Madness, shall we? Earlier today, Barbarossa defeated Jets Jesus to advance to the round of 32, which means we got one matchup left in the extraordinary region opening round. It's Black Gypsy and Coach Oglick. The winner will move on to the round of 32 and take on the aforementioned Barbarossa. Your votes determine who moves forward. Check the YouTube poll, because Asmaniac Madness is underway.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? Asmaniac Madness. You get to pick the ones that make the show rock.
Hit the like button, comments, questions, super chats, cut the line, get to plenty of your calls. Eddie Ray writes in, what are we doing for a backup QB? My theory on this is the Jets are waiting till after the draft to add a backup, because they're going to go out there, I believe, and potentially draft Ty Simpson. So they're not going to spend money on a legit backup if you're taking a quarterback in the first round or you're taking Ty at 33, because you want an avenue for that guy to play. So I think they'll wait for the draft. They don't take Ty. I think they'll draft someone on day 2 or day 3. In all likelihood, I think it's the day 3 swing at a Drew Aller or Carson Beck, that type of player, Cole Payton, someone of that ilk. And I think Tyrod Taylor is brought back as the backup quarterback. I think there's a reason he's still out there. I don't think Tyrod's in any rush to sign with the team right now. There's not a ton of teams that even need backup quarterbacks at this point. So I think the Jets don't feel like they're in any rush to sign a backup QB, because they really aren't. Like, which team doesn't have a backup at this point? The Chiefs didn't. They landed Justin Fields in the deal. So I think that's the Jets' approach, right? Because if you're going to draft Ty Simpson, which I do believe is in play for the Jets, if you take Ty, why are you spending any money on Tyrod? At that point, just have Bailey Zappi be the third quarterback who's already on the roster. So I think the Jets are just going to wait till after the draft. That's my read on it, and I could be dead wrong. We're presented by FanDuel. Congrats to St. John's. St. John's and Duke in the Sweet 16 Friday night. Here's your early look at the point spread for the game. St. John's a 6.5-point underdog, but the Johnnies got a chance, and that should be a really fun game. How about the coaches, by the way, and the schools in the regional bracket there in D.C. starting Friday? St. John's and Duke, and then Izzo and Hurley, Michigan State and UConn. You got Patino, Hurley, Shire, and Izzo all in the same pod there. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's get to your calls, shall we? Open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. Jets Jesus, we'll start it off today. Jets Jesus, how was your trip back down from the mountain?
Fun times. That was good stuff. Since last season, which I was not in Asmaniac Madness last season, that was when I kind of started calling in on a regular basis versus just random calls before you christened me with my name. So I've been trying to call in from the mountain then, and finally made it happen. So it was fun times.
Well, a great effort by you. The Jet chant, shirtless on the mountain, is one for the memories.
Yeah, good. I hope it brought a lot of people some joy, and yeah, it was fun for sure on my end. I'm going to kind of repeat some of the stuff that I think or what I was trying to say on the mountain before I got going and while I was getting ready to go. Let's say I think a lot of people undervalue the early picks in the draft. And we hear a lot of stuff getting thrown around about like, let's do it. We'll take a dart throw here and we'll take a shot on this. Like, oh, who cares if we like hit or don't hit? I mean, in the first 4 rounds, really, there's a lot of value in those picks, and we can argue the fourth, not really, but at least in the top 3. And with the picks that the Jets have this year, we're talking 16, we're talking 33 and 44 or 42 or whatever it is. Those are high value picks, and those need to be utilized for players that should be starting on the team and should be part of the team going forward. And with the state of the team right now, those are really important. So unless you very strongly believe that Ty Simpson is going to be a starter, I don't think he should be used on it. And not an immediate starter necessarily, but a starter for the future of this team. The pick shouldn't be used on him. And I'm very pro, I don't know. I think I'm pretty realistic about what's going to be happening next season or this coming season. And I don't see the team getting more than 6 wins and probably less than that. And I'm holding pretty steady at that. My estimates are around 4 or 5 wins. And I don't think anything's really changing that. And this is really just going to be about developing and evaluating players and really seeing what the coach staff is. And hopefully Muji is able to hold true to that and be our GM moving forward. And I think, utilizing a pick on one of those top picks on a quarterback is really a bad move unless you have a lot of faith in him and Muji's ready to risk his future on it, which I think would be a bad decision.
If you love him so much, take him. But the second Darren Muji selects a quarterback, 16th overall, the timeline gets expedited for him. It's not just Glenn now all of a sudden on the true hot seat. I think Muji's putting himself in the line of fire as well when he doesn't need to necessarily make that level of pick right now.
Especially with everything he's set up for the next draft, where there's a bunch more quarterbacks coming out. We're going to get to see what they look like with another year of experience in college, which is what we know Ty Simpson is lacking. But he took his opportunity now to come out and be the second, most likely the second quarterback that gets picked. He'll get picked. He's going to get picked in the first 2 rounds by somebody. It's quarterback. Everyone has a need, and a lot of other teams are in positions that they can develop one. And we're not necessarily, the Jets haven't shown that they can do that, nor necessarily that we're in a position to right now. We don't really know what our offensive coaching staff is. We don't know what our future system is going to be. And, there's a lack of confidence overall, both in the head coach and in the coaches going down from there. So, yeah, I don't see why Muji would take that risk and start that clock. There's really no reason for him to, especially when he set up the future like that. And I think we all need to keep that in mind.
I think it's well said, Jets Jesus. Good call. I'm glad we actually could hear you.
Thanks, bud.
Jets Jesus checking in. I agree. Look, again, they have a spot. They have an opportunity here with 4 picks in the top 44 to get 4 impact players that could set your franchise up. And if you want to take a quarterback with pick 33, if Ty makes it there, I'm all for it. I understand the argument for it. Again, I like the player. I just don't believe in taking a guy in the first round when the numbers are the numbers, man. Again, he'd be a big outlier. And it's not like some of these other names were okay. Like Trey Lance was a huge bust. Trubisky, huge bust. Richardson, huge bust. Haskins, huge bust. Kyler was okay. He's the only guy I could be okay. Tannehill didn't experience any success until he went with Mike Vrabel to Tennessee. He was a backup and then got a chance to play when Mariota got hurt. These are the names we're talking about. So when I see these stats, these numbers here, it's alarming. PBM checks in 33 plus 26 can put us where in the draft? Nowhere. I don't think you can move up anywhere with that. 6-round picks are worth next to nothing. Honestly. I think like the grill in Beast Breaker's attic is worth more than like 6-round picks on like draft point charts. So think about that. Veteran Jet fan says Muji said at the combine he's going to lean on Reich and Musgrave for the QB, and he should. Look, if Frank Reich is like, this is the guy I got to get, okay. But no one's going to remember it was Frank Reich who wanted it. It's going to be on the resume of the general manager who ultimately made the pick. I don't think you make the pick unless your offensive coordinator, who played quarterback in the NFL and at times has been a successful OC, is on board with the decision. But ultimately, it's on Muji's resume if he drafts Ty Simpson 16th overall. And it's held against him if he stinks. If you take Ty in the second round and it doesn't work out, it's not necessarily held against you. It's mentioned, but it's not like a death sentence. It's a major difference. M123 is on the line. Hello, M123.
Hello, Sir Asman.
Wow. I didn't think you were a real person.
I am. I'm not a caller inner, but you're a call-in show. So I wanted to thank you. Like, you are amazing. Your content is great. The entertainment's great. The fans are great. The education's great. The people you have on are great. It's like the best single resource for everything possible Jets to kind of start from. And then you can get more into like Dylan or other people, and Nick with his wonderful, amazing takes, obviously, and other stuff. So I just want to thank you for that. I don't think I'll call in much, but
you should have 123. You got a great voice. I appreciate you, the kind words, and I'm putting you in the raffle for 2 for being a first-time caller.
The people here are great. Black Gypsy, I right in on that rap. Like, he's taught me a lot. The people here have taught me a lot. I'm a very dumb fan who just wants Ty on my jersey and Ty, and then he'll suck, and then we'll get the next guy and he'll suck, and we'll never get a champion, and I'll die. But you guys are very logical about what you think we should do to build, and I really appreciate learning all those things about why we really suck. Like Clemens, I would never have known that like 5 years ago, to hate Clemens so much and things like that. So I really appreciate you and everyone here and the community, and that was really all I wanted to say.
Well, thank you. Great call, M123, and you're not dumb. All right, I appreciate you calling in. Well, we're all Jet fans. We're all at least a little dumb for still putting up with this team, but I appreciate you making the call, man. Call again soon. All right. M123, check it in. Good stuff from him. Tell you, not a ton of people on Holo solo episode. Give people a chance to be a part of it. Let's see. Jerry Maguire writes in, Jets are worth $8 billion and their starting QB is Geno Smith. Make that make sense. I don't know what the Jets franchise value has anything to do with the product on the field, though. You know? Like, the Jets have had the longest playoff drought in sports. Go look at their franchise value. It's only gone up since the drought started. I mean, Woody bought the team for $600 million. They're worth now, what, $8 billion, you said? Is that the latest estimate from Forbes? Again, the reason why Geno Smith's the starting quarterback is, what were the alternatives? Realistic alternatives. Now, could they draft someone? I think they will. That's what we're talking about right now. Is it going to be Ty as high as 16? I'm not convinced. You could be the most valuable team in sports. It doesn't guarantee anything. Look how much money the Cowboys bring in, how valuable they are. They haven't won anything since the 90s. The Jets have been to the championship game more recently than the Dallas Cowboys have. Think about that. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Derek, the Kansas Jet fan, is up next. What's up, Derek?
Hey, Jake. How we doing, brother, man?
What's up, dude?
Not much. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Dan Orlovsky's comments. I usually kind of like his takes on the quarterbacks. I don't know how you can look at the whole body of work in the whole season and not think that Mendoza's a better quarterback. I mean, we're going to end up finding out, sure, but I guess we'll see. Career completion percentage for Mendoza, 68.6. Total yards, 8,247. 71 touchdowns, 22. I don't know. I think sometimes whenever these analysts like really do a deep dive, I don't know. He alleges he watched every single game from this past season. And I like Ty a lot. I was watching some film on him. He does have some throws in there where it's like, yeah, that's definitely an NFL throw. I do like him from the head up. I don't know if he's better than Mendoza. And then secondly, I wanted to talk about, so we're sitting there at 33, or maybe we're sitting there at 16. Do you think there's pressure on AG? Like he might, is there a potential chance that he'll have say over Muji if he does want a quarterback since he knows his job on the line?
I think they're working in tandem at this point. I don't think Glenn is going to force a quarterback pick. Like unless Frank Reich is in on it, I don't think Glenn is just going to go rogue and say, I don't care for your guys' opinion on this. We're taking a quarterback. Like I don't see the way the Jets structure is set up, Glenn doing that, if that makes sense. I think if they take a quarterback, they're all aligned and that they believe in Ty Simpson.
Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense. I didn't know if he would lean in because I'm just hoping that AG just really leans into Muji, Musgrave, and Frank Reich's. I don't know, something about Frank Reich picking a quarterback does have me a little bit nervous if they do. So I'm assuming that's the only reason we haven't really signed a backup yet is that we plan on drafting one. And I would be really disappointed if it is ended up being in round 1, but I guess we'll wait and see what happens.
Well, Derek, I'll tell you what, good call. They are going to draft a QB. I'd be shocked. They didn't draft one last year. It's just a matter of do they do it in round 1? The reason why you don't sign a backup now at this point, like who's signing a backup you might covet? Who's signing Cooper Rush or Tyrod Taylor? Those feel like the last two realistic names for the Jets at the backup spot. I don't see Russell Wilson being a backup to Geno Smith when he played with Geno Smith in Seattle. I don't see that happening. So I think the Jets are just waiting at this point. Like, what's the rush? They're going to draft a quarterback. It's just there's a difference if you draft Ty at 16. You don't want a real backup. What is Tyrod Taylor's purpose at that point? You're going to just have Geno be the mentor to Ty when that time comes for Ty to play. And that's the other thing, too, with taking Ty at 16. You take him at 16, you're just starting the clock on when he has to get out there and play and show you something so you can determine, are you going to move forward with him or draft a quarterback? I don't want putting that pressure on him. You take him in the second round, there's no pressure to have to play him. Geno's playing well, great. He's not ready. He doesn't need to play. That's why I know there's a lot of Jet fans who, even if you like Ty, you're just like, I'm not sold on him. Let's just not draft the quarterback at all. Like in any round. Maybe day 3, you take a dart throw on someone. And I understand that logic too. But I think quarterback is so important. You have to draft talented players. I think Ty is talented. I'm not betting on an outlier. It's pick 16. More of your calls right now. Party with Peg and Artie up next on the program. Hello, Peg and Artie.
Hey, how you doing, Jake? Asmaniacs, how's everybody?
How are you guys?
Hey, we're doing good. Looking forward to the draft. We're a month away. I already took the day off the day after the draft, the opening round. So we're going to be watching it from here. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to make the trip this year. But, yeah, looking forward to it. And Dan Orlovsky, I was listening to Frankie from Flatbush. And he even mentioned that how Orlovsky and Ty Simpson have the same agent. They're the same group. So,
to be fair, though, Frankie from Flatbush loves to mention that. Here's my issue with that. They're both rep by CAA. CAA is one of the biggest agencies in the world. Like, they have lots of agents there. So I don't think Orlovsky's opinion is compromised because they both are repped by Creative Arts Agency. I think Dan just sometimes likes to kind of throw some stuff out there. He doesn't always have the conventional line of thought.
Well, that's the other thing, Jake, I was also thinking is that a lot of these guys rely on, being contrarian sometimes to get the attention to them. So I'm not sure exactly how much they say is actually true to what they believe, or they're just saying it to, get clicks or whatever, with some people. So I just believe what my eyes show me, and I think that guy could probably play. He's not dog shit. He wouldn't have went to Alabama if he was a bum,
No, I don't think he's bad. I have concerns with 15 career starts.
Yeah.
He got hurt at the end of the year. Like, he's 6'1". It's not like he's this big. It's not like he's this like physical specimen. I think you're drafting a guy who's like a good, solid quarterback prospect, but I don't know if he's worth the risk when you're in a unique spot where you have 3 first-round picks in 2020. If the Jets didn't have that much that much draft capital, then I would understand it. Like, hey, you don't have no idea what's going to happen next year. You might not be in position to get a quarterback. You have to be worried about it right now. I would understand that. But they have 3 first-round picks next year. So this is not a unique set of circumstances.
Yeah, Jake, and I'm actually on the record. I don't even think we should take him at 33 or 40. I think those are still premier picks for what we need. A lot of players that could start. Up until the 4th round, you could draft anybody that could be a starter right from day one. I mean, even if you get a center, you know what I mean? We were talking. I mean, like if you get a center or a safety, you know, your safety's not going to start day one. But if you get a center, that guy could start in place of Myers day one, and you could get him with the 44th pick or whatever. So I'm thinking draft the quarterback later, like 5th, 6th round, and if you're going to take a shot with one of the other guys, because you know we're probably going to get somebody better next year. I mean, I got to think.
All fair. Good call.
Yeah. Hey, Peg wanted to tell you something.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Neil for his beautiful compliments this morning. I was in the show, so I heard him say it. And also to Dave Brigger. Hopefully the fender bender this morning didn't injure you too bad. And if any of you guys ever do come to the state of Florida, reach out to us. We'd love to get together, have dinner.
I love that. Well said, Peg. Well said.
Peace, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, party with Peg and Artie. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Raffle today is a Jets jersey. End of the show. If we get 20 people to enter, 20 total entries, we'll spin the wheel. Right now, we just have one gifted membership. Joe Namath, Joe Klecko, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett, Terrell Rivas, Nick Mangold, Keyshawn Johnson are the choices. All right, more of your calls. Appreciate everyone being on the line. But right now, we say hello to a man who's currently in action in Asmaniac Madness, the 2 seed in the extraordinary region.
I'm Black Gypsy. I'm here to set all you delusional Jets fans straight. Your takes make me wanna punch you in the face. I'll kick you in the crotch when this team sucks. They suck. I'm Black Gypsy. I'm Black Gypsy. I'm Black Gypsy. I'm Black Gypsy.
Yay, my brother.
Mr. Gypsy, how are you, sir?
Not bad, not bad, not bad. I just wanted to say thank you to all the maniacs out there, whoever voted for me or didn't vote for me. Still love you. Glick is probably like one of my favorite callers. Whoever wins, wins. You know what I mean? Very happy to be nominated and in the mix. Aiming for Gary. That's pretty much all I got.
Okay. I thought you had more. Who do you want at 16? Ty Simpson?
I don't want Ty Simpson at all. So you know what's funny? You started this narrative by being there and having him say Jets, 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 and now you have to argue about it every single day.
Jets, 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 Jets.
Again, I like him. I want him at 33, not 16.
I mean, it wouldn't bother me to get him. Like, I wouldn't be mad if I got him. Like, I just don't want him at 16. And later down, 2nd round. I don't know. I'm not really sold on Ty, but I don't really care about Ty. So, if we get him, we get him. The defense needs to be solid. After last year, the defense, we have to do something different. So, I'd rather us focus on defense and maybe get an offensive player at 16. If I can get 2 defensive players in the top, though, because Shine said something on his show that was kind of funny. He said the Titans want to come up to get love. That was some rumor out there. They want to come up with 2 to get love. If that was to happen and we can get more picks in that top half, then maybe we can come away with 2 defensive players and an offensive player, depending on who's on the board. Yeah, I'm not a Ty Simpson fan. Ty Simpson was created by you. You gave him a lot of the leg that he has in the chat, and everybody asked him that question.
I don't think I created Ty Simpson. He was being asked by everyone which teams he met with, including the Jets. He's in play for the Jets, just like he's in play for the other teams that don't have a quarterback. This would have been a thing even if he didn't do a Jet chant. Do I love the fact he gave me a Jet chant? And if he is a Jet, we could play that forever, 100%. But this would have been a big deal whether or not I asked of anything.
Yeah, for just for us though, for Asmaniacs, you basically introduced him to us. For the people that are real in depth, we already know him. But the fans that just watch your show,
we did a whole film study on him months ago, before the combine even was a thing. When we were doing quarterback tape during the season because the Jets were so bad, I had to blow it on for that.
Yeah, he wasn't a Jets prospect until you said JETSS. Everybody, and that was it. The second you said it and you smiled too, you were like, yeah, that was it. It was a wrap. The next day, the whole chat was like, we want Ty Simpson.
Jets, 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 Jets.
We all just want to be loved, Black Gypsy. That's what it is.
My girl says to say hi to y'all. Mr. Gypsy wants to say hi to everybody.
Mrs. Gypsy, hello.
Yeah, she's not here. She's in Germany.
Is she voting for you?
I would assume so.
Well, you're cruising right now, Black Gypsy. 71-29. You're in total control over Coach Oglet.
That's cool. I appreciate it, people. I love it. Love the content. Love the show. It's one of my favorite shows on YouTube. So I stopped watching McAfee to watch you. I mean,
love it.
Second, it's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he is. The great Black Gypsy. Cruise control.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Let me get caught up on some super chats here. Bang Mateo says Orlovsky and Simpson have the same agent. Again, this is to me a lazy narrative. Go look at the football roster that CAA has. It's gigantic. Most agents work for a giant agency and they rep multiple people. It's lazy. That's like saying I need to always have the same opinion as Stephen A. Smith because we both work under the ESPN umbrella. Like Dan Orlovsky's opinion, I don't think is because Ty Simpson and him both are rep by different. It's not even the same agent, by the way. They're both rep by different agents. So I don't think this is true. Wrong verb with a super chat. Law of averages says at least one Manning will suck. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I would bet on that, though. I think Arch could be really good. More of your calls right now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is a man who I know wants Ty Simpson at pick 16.
Weed, this is for you. Oh, shit. Hey, Jake, how are you?
Hello, Peter. How is Florida?
It's great. The weather's been beautiful, finally. We had a couple of rough days, but it's been really nice down here. I'm looking forward to coming home and working on Mike Tomlin.
You better get him. He was busy at the Knicks game in your absence.
I saw him there, yeah. That's all right. We'll get him. As far as the draft goes, I like Reese Lemon, and I want Ty Simpson.
16?
You know what? I don't know what, I didn't really look at the chart. I know he should be there at 16. I know he should, but I don't know about after 16. I'm not sure. You know what? He's the second best quarterback in this draft, and there's a few teams that, need quarterbacks. Pittsburgh, maybe the Rams will take him. Even Arizona. What does Arizona got? Well, Arizona got Minshew and who's the other
Brissett.
one? Oh, Brissett. I don't think they're going to go into
they'll take him at 3. I think Arizona is a team, much like the Jets. Are they worried about someone else getting tied? Do they trade back in around 1 if they really like him? Everyone just assumes Ty's going in the first round. Someone's got to, I guess Cleveland would be the team. If I had to guess, I'd say Cleveland at 26. I could really see. Other than that, I don't think he's going 21 to the Steelers. And I don't think he's going in the first round unless it's the Jets or the Cardinals or a team I'm not thinking of moving back in to the first round.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I've watched this film a few times. I watched them all, and he is good. He is good. I saw him at the beginning. I saw him at the end when he was bad. But at the end, he didn't have an offensive line. He didn't have receivers, and he was hurt. But at the beginning of the year, I mean, he was sharp.
Yeah.
He looks at the field. He looks at the field. He knows where the receivers are supposed to be. And tell you the truth, he reminded me of Joe Burrow. So
I'll tell you what, I don't see Burrow when I watched him. I think Orlovsky said Brock Purdy. I kind of, after he pointed that out, I kind of see that more than Burrow. Again, there's a lot to like with Ty. I'm not anti the player. I don't want to bet on an outlier when I have 3 1s next year and what I think will be a better quarterback. If the Jets didn't have 3 first-round picks, Peter, I'd say, you know what? You got to keep drafting quarterbacks until you get one. But I think you could be smart with this. I don't think you need to necessarily do it this year when you're set up the way you are to surround that quarterback in 27 with more talent. I think 16, they can get a big-time receiver. Look at their receiver room right now.
Well, this is where I think you're wrong. I think we got to get a quarterback like him. You got to put him in game 10, see how good he is. If he's good, as he should be, and you see what you want to see, then you could use those 3 drafts to load up the whole team with great players.
How many games is he going to play, though, if you're starting the year with Geno Smith and the coach is trying to save his job?
Geno Smith isn't going to lay. He'll last 7 or 8 games before he's hurt.
Geno's been healthy in his career, though. He's really not injury prone.
When he comes to the Jets.
I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers was healthy throughout his career, too. We know how that went. But, it's not like Geno Smith, if you look at his career, though, when he's been a starter, has had a lot of injuries. Like, he started 17 games his last year in Seattle. He started 15 games in 2023, 17 games in 2022. That was his first year starting there. Even last year, he started 15 games.
Jake, at the worst, he's a second-string quarterback. You got a decent quarterback at second string.
He's a bridge. Are you talking about Ty being a second-string quarterback?
Yeah, he's a second-string quarterback, and next year you could still go get a quarterback.
Yeah, but then you're burning the 16th pick in the draft. That doesn't bother you? If you do it at 33, I understand your argument. I could live with that.
Oh, I think he'll probably make it to 33. I have my doubts, but I think he may make it. But even if he doesn't, even if you got him sooner, you moved up a little bit to get him, you're still going to be. He's tradable. He'll be tradable in the years to come. People are going to want him if he's halfway decent, and he looks like he's pretty good. I'll tell you, he's got good feet. He's got good pocket presence. He watches the field. He knows where receivers are. I'm telling you, he's not bad. He's not bad. I think it would be foolish of them to bypass him, because when you get to the rest of the crew of quarterbacks, I don't like any of them. Truthfully, I'm not in love with them. Carson, what's his name?
Beck,
yeah, Carson Beck. His arm strength isn't that good. The other guy, Taylor Green, he's more of like a running quarterback, which we learned our lesson with last year. And Cole Payton actually looked pretty good to me too. He's built like a football player. He's 6'4". He looks like he's pretty good too, that kid. But if I had to make a pick out of one of them, I would take him. I would take Ty Simpson. In fact, he's not far behind Mendoza. Mendoza had a perfect team. The coach is perfect. Everything on that team was perfect. The receivers, the making unbelievable catches. I mean, you put Ty Simpson on that team, what would have happened with Indiana? I bet you they would have won the national championship.
Maybe, but I think Mendoza is really, really good. And he's also 6'5", and size matters. And Ty was banged up, and he was 6'1". Like, that also concerns me a little bit, too. It's why he's not, to me, as good of a prospect as Mendoza. And Mendoza also has way more games played. He started for multiple years at Cal and then went to Indiana and played, the full perfect season for them.
Last year, we went through the whole draft without taking a quarterback. We got all those scabs in the later rounds that didn't even make the team. I mean, it was ridiculous. They got to start taking quarterbacks until they get a good one.
I just think there's a difference in doing it at 16 and then taking someone in the second round maybe, or one of their day 3 picks. They had 2 4th-round picks. If they want to come up to the 3rd round because they don't have a 3rd-round pick, I could see them doing that.
Well, hopefully they'll do it. Hopefully they do something with a quarterback that's got a shot. I actually think he has a shot to be pretty good. I just hope so.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he's pretty good, we'll gladly take it. So if they take him, I'm going to root for him. I like him. I'm a little weary of doing it as high as 16.
And I wanted to say something about Neil with this bus. What is he kidding? We need a couple of floats for all the Asmaniacs. We need like floats. We don't need a thing. Where's everybody going to sit crammed up in a van? I mean, I know he's getting old and a little senile, but you got to straighten him out a little bit. What are you going to put 20 people in a van? Ridiculous.
Maybe he's getting too old, Peter. Maybe you're onto something.
Well, he is starting to lose it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's been a Jet fan for 50 years.
57 years. I've been a Jet fan since the Super Bowl. Right? We haven't won. We should have won the year at the Mud Bowl. We had a great defense, and Richard Todd just choked in that game.
And Shula didn't put the tarp on the field to slow down the Jet offense.
And we made A.J. Dewey a household word.
Yep. Not allowed to say that in my household.
No. Oh. But that was the only year that we really were good, those 2 years.
Well, 98, if they got past Denver, I think they would have smoked the Falcons. They were the best team.
Oh, yeah. But they should have beaten Denver.
They were up 10-0. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't get over it. Well, that's life of a Jet fan.
They shouldn't have no-showed the first half against the Steelers in the 2010 AFC Championship game. I mean,
they should have won that game too.
They shut the Steelers out in the second half, and they got the ball back. I was convinced that team all year went down the field and won games late. They were going to do it again. The way Sanchez was playing in the second half, they were going to move the ball and go win the game.
And I do think there's something up with Breece Hall. I have
he
a
will
funny
be a
feeling.
Jet, Peter. He will be a Jet week 1. You watch.
I have a funny feeling about him. I don't know. I have a feeling they're going to dump him before the season starts.
No, I don't see it. He'll be a Jet.
He's going to go to Denver.
No, stop it.
The biggest mistake they made is not firing this whole crew of shitheads before the season started. The coaches can't make decisions. They don't correct anything. I mean, this is a joke.
Going nowhere. Breece will be on the Jets. I don't know if they're going to get a long-term deal done, but I do think it'll be a Jet. Cisco Lopez in the house. What up, Cisco? He's in the raffle for 2.
Yeah.
He says, I'm magnanimous to the Jake show and these entertaining Asmaniacs. Well, thank you very much, Cisco. JD Surf 30 says, we'll swing and miss in 27 on a QB and wonder why we didn't get Ty a year earlier. You really believe in Ty, JD, which I respect. I'm not as high on him as you are. They could swing and miss on Ty by your logic, too. I feel like the Jets will be better equipped in 27 to take the swing on the quarterback. Because what people aren't talking about is Aaron Glenn the head coach in 2027? Do we know that? If you're betting your life on it, are you betting that Glenn's back in 27 or not? So for everyone who wants Ty at 16, now factor in the head coach turnover. Because if Glenn's not here in 27, is Mike Tomlin or Sean McDermott or Davis, are they loyal to a guy that a previous coaching staff picked? Right? Because we could say Muji's making the pick, and I happen to believe Muji could be here and Glenn won't be. I think that's truly a real option. But the conversation needs to be, if you're bringing in an entirely new staff, how do they feel about Ty Simpson? They have no loyalty to the guy. They might say, screw it, we're just going to draft our guy, which teams typically do. Now, the argument against that, to be fair, is what if Ty's really good? And then it's like Jackson Dart making the Giant job more attractive for a guy like Harbaugh. I see both sides of it. But the Jets, I think, would be an attractive job because they have the most cap space and most resources a year from now in 2027. Ron L is up next. What's up, Ron?
Hey, Jake. You know how I feel always about taking a quarterback. I do agree with Peter Castro as far as, if you don't get one, if you take one this year, you could still take one next year. In 1989, Jimmy Johnson drafted Troy Aikman. In the supplemental draft, which he forfeited his following year's number 1 pick, he took Steve Walsh, which was his quarterback at Miami. He did it because he was unsure about Troy Aikman. He ends up trading Steve Walsh for a couple of firsts and a second or something like that after that. I'm just saying, once again, and next year, we're not taking a shot at 3 quarterbacks with those 3 picks. We're going to pick 1. So you have a shot. Next year, you have 1 shot, hoping whoever you take is the guy. So you know how I feel. I know I beat the dead horse, but I really feel that way about, take this guy. If and once again, for the people that keep saying, "Oh, I don't trust their quarterback coach and coordinator to teach this guy," well, that's what you have, and you might have that next year. So you might as well take somebody and see what they can do, and see what he can do, see what as coaches and the quarterback. If he's a guy you believe in, I know before I've said take a shot at. I don't mean take a shot. If he's your guy, if you do all the interviews, everything's good. I know he's an outlier as far as the amount of starts. Now, is there any chance that those starts have to do with age? Like I haven't looked at any of the past ones that didn't work out. I know the amount of starts is a thing, but is it also maybe they were 20, 21? I know he's 23, I think, right? So I'm just saying, is it possibly maturity?
Well, Ron, he's an older prospect, but he never transferred. He stayed and was the backup under Saban with Bryce Young. He backed up Milroe the previous year, and then he got his first chance to start this year. He could have stayed in school for another year and transferred. Miami offered him a ton of money in NIL. He turned it down. That's the big thing. He's rare in that most guys transfer, go somewhere to play. He chose to kind of just sit and only play for Alabama, wait his turn.
And I remember the beginning of the season, watching the first 5 games or so. I know there was some hype about him, so I was watching. I talked to my buddies that love Fernando. I said, "You see this kid, Ty Simpson? If you watch it from the beginning and not know what happens those last 5 games, which we all know he was hurt and stuff, I was like, I like Ty Simpson. I'm serious. He was the guy I liked, and I'm not this crazy guy that's got to watch every game. But I was watching then because I'm looking for a quarterback for us. And anyway, that's what I was saying then. And I still feel, once again, if they decide that he's somebody to possibly take, we have one shot next year, really, and we have a shot this year. Like this, if even it's 33, I know you don't mind, I'll take that. But let's get something. Let's try something, sorry, I keep beating this up, but, we're getting there. So,
Ron, it's the topic, right? It's the most important position in sports. So I get it, especially when someone like Dan Orlovsky says what he said today. And Ty keeps getting mocked to the Jets. Kuiper just put him at 16 last week. We talked about it. So this is the story. And again, it is a story because it's reality. The Jets don't have a backup quarterback right now. That's not by accident. That's so if they do potentially take Ty Simpson, they're not paying a backup to not have any opportunity to be a true backup. You're not going to pay Ty Simpson and have a big investment into your backup quarterback. That's a real thing.
Yeah. By the way, I just saw my first Fields jersey walk by about 10 minutes ago in the gym here. If I could see it, I'll take a picture of him because it's the last one I'll ever see.
You might not see too many more of those.
I'm telling you, it's funny. I said, oh, my God, I got to call Jake. So, all right, thanks a lot, Jake. Love your show as always.
Thanks, Ron. Enjoy the workout. And it's funny, he's talking about Ty Simpson. You know who's sponsored by Planet Fitness? Did a ton of media for them at Super Bowl Radio Row? Fernando Mendoza. He's a Planet Fitness guy. He got paid a lot of money to be a spokesperson for them. HX with a super chat. Seeing this kid from Tennessee, Brazel, top 5 list. Sims had him in the top 5. I don't know how many other people had him in the top 5. 6'5" at over 1,000 yards. What's the lowdown on this guy? Well, I mean, look, I can't sit here and tell you I watched every snap of Chris Brazel at Tennessee. The big fella can. So, big fella, if you want to handle this, you can. I've seen him anywhere from a second to a third round guy. He's a big dude. You're 1,000% right. He was at the Shrine Bowl. He's your true wide possession type of receiver. Dom C, in his scouting report, mentioned that he's more quick than fast. Tracks the football well, really good blocker. He's a bit of an older prospect, which is why he's not going to go as high. He'll be 24 years old going into his rookie year. So that's a knock on a guy in scouting terms. He had a bad habit of trapping the ball against his body to finish catches, which led to drops. He has the same amount of career drops as career touchdowns. And he doesn't give you anything on special teams. So you got to have a real specific role for what you want to do with him, is how I would interpret that. Now, I mentioned the big fella would know all about him. The big fella is on the line, ladies and gentlemen. He'll give you the breakdown on Brazel.
When he's home, his bell is on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road, his bell is on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. Calls the show, his belly's on the bed. He's just more comfortable. He got a beard, loves the Jets, super chats. Where's the big fella? Sleeps alone. There's no room on his bed. Where's the big fella?
So,
big fella.
So you want the lowdown on Brazel, huh?
You watched him every game.
I did. I would take him at 44. I think he'll be around there. Big guy. He mossed a bunch of people. He's got good speed. He can go over the middle. Drops. I mean, I really didn't see many. I mean, I know he had some. I attribute some of his drops to Nico last year when he was like overthrowing him and it was just touching his hands and he couldn't get it. He's a good player. His dad was drafted by the Jets. He's a good wide receiver. I mean, he's more of a straight line guy, but he can go over the middle and he can go over corners to catch the ball. So he's a good player.
So 44, you're on board.
Absolutely, man.
All right, I'm good with that. Look, if they doubled up on receiver, and this has like become like a trending thing. I've said this for months. that I'd be okay if they did receiver at 16 and a receiver again with one of their second round picks. Let's score points. How many times are we going to draft defense? I'm so sick of it. Just load up on offense. Let's just have so many good offensive players for once. We'll fix the defense with good coaching.
Yeah. I mean, my ideal draft would be to trade back from 2 to 4 and get Sonny Styles at 4. That would be my first pick. At 16, I could either go receiver or I could go that offensive lineman from Penn State. Then at 33, I'd take a guy like Zion Young and edge if he's there, and Brazel at 44. Man, that's what I would do. I think that would be good because edge. I mean, we signed a bunch of edges, didn't we? Like Ngbare and Asai, and we already have Will McDonald. The thing that we're not very deep on is the middle linebacker position. And that's why I think Sonny Styles is still in play a lot, because we have an aging Demario Davis. He was still good last year, but to draft his replacement and have him actually play with him and show him the ropes, I think would be awesome. So that's my thinking about that. I mean, he may not be like a premium position, like an edge or I guess a corner or I don't know. But for us to be able to draft his replacement and have him play with him and an all pro level player, you can't beat that.
I mean, he's an awesome football player. It's just position value. How does that factor in? I think they're going to take Reese, though. I do.
I do too. I think that they're going to draft Reese, but I still think that there's a chance that we could get him. I really do. So that's where I think about that.
Who'd you go for? That's what everyone wants to know.
Oh, I voted for Black Gypsy. Black Gypsy's my guy. So, I like Black Gypsy a lot. He brings a lot of strong takes, and he doesn't back down from anybody. So he's my dude. Now,
can I ask you a follow-up question just about the tournament? A year ago, you knocked out Charles Gorman in the infamous April Fool's Sweet 16 bout. Tomorrow, Gorman is back in action. His opening game, I got to update the bracket graphic here, but hold on. Here it is. The opening game for Gorman against Robert C. Is Gorman capable of going on another deep run, hopefully this time without any catfishing?
Listen, Gorman, I've been looking forward to this portion of the tournament. I really have. If you look at these matchups, they really are amazing. Gorman, of course, has a good chance to go far in the tournament. I mean, last year on April 1st, it was a very strange day, and there was a lot of strange things in the air that day, man. Especially some bat spray, but it was a great day, and of course, I like Gorman. I think he can do well. I really do.
All right, I just wanted to make sure I got your opinion on the record before I go to my next caller.
You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, child! Who is that lovely lady? Sing it this way, child!
Hey, Jake, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Charles, how are you?
Good, man. Listen, I was listening to what Big Phil had to say in regards to pick at number 2. I agree. I mean, we definitely are we got good depth at the edge position, but we could definitely use more depth at the middle linebacker position. I think if the Jets were to draft Sonny Styles, I think Demario Davis would be like the perfect mentor for him because he's played before, he's done it before, he's had a lot of success, and he's a good person off the field. He could definitely learn a lot on how to be not only a good player but a good professional. You know what I mean? As for who I want at 16, look, you can never go wrong with solidifying the offensive line. I want Vega. Vega, I own.
What about a wide receiver?
I would have him be my. I mean, of the wide receivers in this draft that I really like the most so far is Surratt and Amari Cooper Jr. from Indiana. I really like those receivers a lot.
Now, let me ask you this, Charles.
Yes.
Who do you like in Asmaniac Madness starting tomorrow?
I just voted for Black Gypsy.
Yeah, but what about you versus Robert C?
It all depends on the fans.
Do you have anything planned for your big battle against Robert C?
What do you mean anything planned?
You gonna try and shave on the air?
No.
You gonna cook anything in your air fryer?
I'm actually cooking right now what my behavior is, Paul. Say hi, Paul.
Hello, sir.
Hello,
We're
Paul.
cooking some fried chicken, some rice, some frozen vegetables.
It sounds like a healthy meal.
He's got a dozen donuts for dessert. But it is a healthy meal, yes.
It is a healthy meal, yes.
Okay. Now,
But,
Paul is a behaviorist?
A behaviorist, yes. One of my behaviorists, yes.
What is he observing?
I'm mostly just helping him out to get settled in his apartment, get to be more independent around cooking and stuff like that, cleaning and cooking and doing the laundry. And he's coming along real well.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, we're huge fans of Charles Gorman. He's one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, he's an all-time.
What else was I going to say? I know Black Gypsy's going up against Coach Ulrich. Hope I said his name correctly. I wish Black Gypsy the best of luck. He's a good dude. I know he's a very passionate Jets fan, like a lot of people are, including myself. So we shall see, man. Is my matchup with Robert C. tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning, yes.
All right, I'll try to be on the show tomorrow morning.
Make sure your Paul the behaviorist is there with you.
I don't know about that, but I'll be fine.
All right, we'll see you then, Charles.
Have a good day, and tell your brother I said hi.
Oh, he's watching. He's a huge fan.
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks.
Shout out to Paul the behaviorist. I was not expecting that. Charles has been living in his apartment already for, it was like, I'm pretty sure it was like the summer. It's like 9 months, 10 months. When it comes to Charles Gorman, there's only one man that is a Gorman expert, and that is Nick Shine, who was called in. Nick, what the heck is that?
Don't you dare throw it to me, dude. Very few times am I at a loss for words, but this is one of them.
Do we need to send the police over there? Is that actually a real behaviorist? What do you know about the situation?
I don't know, but having a behaviorist there and saying, hold on, I don't have time for you, I have to call into a YouTube show is odd behavior. So I would love to see this guy's notes at the end of the visit.
I just wonder what a behaviorist gets paid to deal with Charles Gorman.
I guess observe and report.
That is something to observe right there.
I mean, I don't. Charles is Charles, man. Like you can't make up Charles.
Well, we know we had a job coach, and now he's got a behaviorist. Hopefully, the behaviorist is better than the job coach.
And I'm trying to get Chuck a job too. There's the school that I'm at now that I'm on days. They have a kitchen staff, and I talked to the lady there who's like in charge of a few schools. I was like, "Do you need like a dishwasher or somebody? Let me know." So I'm still trying. I'm still trying for Chucky.
Well, he's got bigger things to worry about right now, like getting his behavior up.
Yeah, it's hey, I know you are sponsored by FanDuel, so I got an idea that I want to share with everybody. There's been a lot of rumors about the Titans possibly trading up for Jeremiah Love, right?
I've seen that, but I don't know how credible those actually are.
The odds of Jeremiah Love getting drafted second are plus 12,500. You put down $25 and you can walk away with 31.25. I think it's worth it. It's just, if there's, how many people waste $25 at a bar or at a store or on fast food, Charles? And now you possibly win a couple grand on it. So I'm putting 30 down on it today.
So it's, what are the odds for him to be drafted second overall?
Plus 12,500.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's possible. I'd be surprised if any team traded up for a running back, though.
Agreed. But what the hell? If we can get a big hit together as a community, let's do it.
Hey, I would love for the Jets to be able to get an extra pick to move down from 2 to 4. That'd be great.
Dude, Muji would be a legend if he goes from 2 to 4 and still gets Reese and the picks on top of it.
He still probably could get Reese in that scenario.
Yeah. You know, what's worst case scenario? You go with Bain, you go with Styles. Okay. If the Cardinals take Reese at 3, all right. But
I
now
would
you
pick
have a pick in the
Styles.
30s and possibly the 60s as well.
I would go Styles, by the way. Styles, I have Styles ahead of David Bailey. I've been convinced.
Oh, Bailey, I can't even consider Bailey. He does not fit the mold of what Aaron Glenn is building.
The more
and
Frankie likes Bailey, the more I have to not take Bailey.
Yeah, but it goes against every single thing that Glenn has brought in this offseason. Everyone he's brought in is physically dominating and has a presence. Bailey doesn't fit that mold. You know, I think Bain is a better chance than Bailey, because that fits the culture that they're bringing together on this defense. That just pure physicality and relentlessness. Bailey's got speed. You might want to do that to counter all the physicality to free him up. But you got Will McDonald already, Jake. You have your speed. You just got to have be in a tight game so Will McDonald can do what Will McDonald can do late in the game. We saw it with Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Cleveland.
I don't disagree with you. I just don't think Bailey's going to end up being their pick. I don't think we have to worry about it. I think it's going to be Reese or Styles.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And I wouldn't rule out Bain if for some reason they trade back and Reese goes. But any of those 3 guys, I think, fit the ideology and the identity that they want on defense.
And I like Bailey, too, for what it's worth. I just don't know if I look at him like he's the number 2 pick in the draft type of player.
If we didn't have Will McDonald and we had Jermaine, I would be all about Bailey because they complement one another. But with Will McDonald, I don't want to see a situation where McDonald and Bailey are out there and they just run off tackle on us time and time again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real thing. Again, Sabo showed a lot of film of Bailey not being great against the run. Can you afford to take that guy second overall? Probably not.
I saw Bryce Huff. These are guys who just want to get upfield, and they're susceptible to the inside run in the 5 or the 6 hole,
which is a valuable skill. But we're talking about the number 2 pick in the draft here. I think if Reese hits his full potential, he's the best player in the draft.
Yeah. And I think Bain will be great in a 4-3. I know Miami played him a little bit stand up in 3-4 at times because they played a hybrid as well, but I just think Reese's ceiling is too much to pass on. And if you trade back, then that's a different discussion. But at 2, I think it's Reese. But hopefully Saleh wants to get Cam Ward, a star running back, and we can all make thousands of dollars and enjoy it.
So Charles wasn't being held hostage there. Do you think that was truly an occupational? What's the guy's job title? Occupationalist?
Well, we told Charles if he's ever in a bad situation, wear a superhero shirt, and that would be like blinking twice for help. So he has super.
I mean, it kind of looks like he's being held up by a gun there, pointing on him that we can't see off screen.
That is his nervous chuckle, so it might be. But I'm on the other side of town now. He's on his own. He's gonna have to use his superpowers. Also, he moved into his apartment in May. Remember, he started paying for it in April, but he didn't move in till like mid-May.
Ah, yes.
That's the Charles Gorman timeline with the apartment, because he got the apartment, but was still at his parents and paying for it and didn't go there. And he brought like 1 box a day for like 6 weeks.
Paul the behaviorist, man. I don't know. Someone who lives near Gorman, get over there.
First person to come up with that YouTube name gets a raffle. Gets a raffle entry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Shine.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Man, hopefully Gorman is okay and he's around tomorrow. Gorman versus Robert C. to kick off the region tomorrow morning. Right now, it is all Black Gypsy over Coach Oglick. 72-28 Gypsy cruising. Raffle at the end of the show. If we get enough entries, we only have 1 membership gifted right now. I'm going to gift one. If you get it, you're going to be in the raffle from me. Going to raffle away a jersey. Shout out to Ozzy Fullers, who won a Jets jersey on our morning stream. You pick the player you want, Jet fans. Keyshawn, Mangold, Revis, Corbett, Curtis Martin, Joe Klecko, or the great Broadway Joe. Weekly raffle prizes feature a Brees sign helmet, Revis sign helmet, and a Broadway Joe Namath sign helmet as the top prizes. 1 membership from yours truly has officially been gifted, and it went to listener Extreme Shaft. Extreme Shaft, you're in the raffle for one. All right. Bunch of you still on hold. Appreciate everyone's patience. Let's get to more of your calls. And let's say hello right now to Bob Up and Down. Hello, Bob.
Hi. So I think the chances of Woody Johnson allowing this organization to wait until 16 with their fingers crossed that Ty Simpson will be there are about zero. Woody runs this team, and he's going to insist that they do what they have to do to put Ty Simpson on the Jets. And one other thing before I go, those Ohio State kids are not as good as Bain or Messidor. They're both better players. And people are looking at them saying, look how fast they are. Look how high they jump. Look how strong they are. All we have to do is teach them how to play football and everything will be great. That never works. It never works. So anyway, that's what I had to say. And
so, Bob, you think the Jets are going to take Ty Simpson because Woody Johnson is going to force them to?
Woody runs this team. Yes.
Well, he owns the team. I don't think he's telling them who to draft.
He runs the team. If you go back and watch the draft when they drafted Jermaine Johnson. Joe had to look at Woody and ask permission to make that trade, and it's right on tape. And Woody says, "Okay, do it." Woody runs this team.
He's the owner.
He is sick of these people running the team into the ground.
Your logic doesn't make any sense, though. He hired these people. He's not going to intervene and say, "Go draft Ty Simpson second overall" if they don't have conviction.
He's drunk all the time, but that's another story. But
this call is all over the place, Bob. You can't just throw stuff out there and then not have any rationale behind it.
Well, I think
you're drunk. How drunk are you?
I'm not actually. But I think Woody is going to insist that if the team likes him, and I think they do, that they not sit there.
Why do you think the team likes him?
I just, if you look at everything they've done,
what?
They've tanking their entire season. You don't do that to draft a linebacker. Tanking their entire season.
When they started playing Brady Cook, it was not clear who had the number one pick or how many top quarterbacks were going to be in this draft. How come that's not brought up, Bob? Did we lose you? Bob?
I'm still here. I'm still here. I got interrupted for a second. So I gotta go. I'm gonna make this quick, but they had when they did that, they had to sell it to ownership that they would draft a quarterback, and there's no way Woody signs on it.
They're just not going to do it at
Woody
2.
signs off on it. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll talk the day after the draft, and one of us will be right.
Bob, all the love.
Money does not grow right here. Money don't grow here. Oh, look, it's Kip Winger.
That was my take on Bob's call. Hello, Beast.
Yeah, hello. I already made some spicy chicken tenders for today.
Thanks for the info.
I'm putting icy hot on my back. This will take off the pain and the blemishes.
Hell, Bob. All right. More of your calls shortly. Sean Horton in the Asmaniac raffle for one. Sean, appreciate you. Let's see who got a membership from Sean. It went to listener Adam MO2JZ. Big fella says, Bob must be a Michigan fan. I didn't even have time to deal with his nonsensical take that the Ohio State guys aren't that good. I'm more focused on his insistence on Woody running the team, and he's going to say, that's just not how this works. Dirty up next on the show. Hello, Dirty.
Jake, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Shout outs to Bob. Wild, bold takes. Peter Castro is hilarious, and my prayers go out to Chuck Foreman. So hopefully he's okay. Chuck, if you have to, make the sign. We'll come get you. But look, if we're going to make the same mistake with Zach Wilson, then yeah, we're going to take Ty. But we're not. We're not going to make the same mistake. We had a quarterback named Zach Wilson who had one dominant year with one of the best O-lines he's ever had on a COVID schedule, okay? And that was the biggest mistake. I think everybody saw that coming. This is the second biggest mistake that everybody sees coming. Everybody sees this. And if you can't see that the kid has already gotten hurt, he's only played about one full season, okay? If you can't see that, then I don't know what we're looking at here. This is why we're Jets fans, because we can't get out of our own rut. We can't get out of our own thoughts. It would be devastating to watch the Jets pick a quarterback at 16 who is second best out of a run litter of quarterbacks. He would be nowhere near second if he was in next year's draft. And I think that he is making the best possible selection for himself, not going to Miami, so he can try to be a first rounder for somebody who will overreach and go grab him. So that way he can get an NFL bag. That's what I think. We should go wide receiver at that 16 spot. And I believe that we will be doing – Reese will be a linebacker at a point where Demario Davis is going to be teaching him how to take over the team, okay? We have our center spot in defensive tackle. We're going to have our linebacker spot, Demario Davis. We're going to draft Reese, and Reese is going to learn from one of the best how to be one of the best linebackers. And we have how many different safeties right now that we just signed? We can draft a safety in the second, third round, whatever we want to do, okay? I think we are going to lock down this defense, and we're going to get a weapon at 16. That's just my opinion.
Dirty, how's the mail today? You delivering everything on time?
Literally just got done. We do what we can, you know?
Well, you keep doing your thing, all right? Don't hit anyone.
I'll try not to. No promises.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
They wrote Dirty off. But he's proven that he's back, baby. Peg and Artie, they're back in the raffle for 5. Hit it, Fireman Ed. Peg and Artie gifting 5 memberships to the community. We're up to 8 during this stream today. If you hear your name, thank Peg and Artie. Doan Syndrome, O.O. Luis, NYC Restaurant Guy, Paul Bruno, and Mac Nova all receiving a gifted membership. Last chance to get in on the show and enter the raffle. Keep it rolling here. We still got some great callers on the line. I'm going to skip ahead because this man is finally called in. He's in action right now. And Asmaniac Madness, Coach Oglick is next. Hello, Coach.
What's up, Jake and Asmaniacs? Work called. I'm humbled and honored to be nominated. I appreciate the 6 people who voted for me in the official voting. I cannot believe I got so many votes. I think there are probably more likely votes against Black Gypsy than for me because I'm such a fan of Black Gypsy. My opponent, quality caller, human being, Asmaniac, Jets fan. Stoked about that. Man, I look good in that little rendering there, Gator.
Damn right you do.
Nice. Oh, it's 2 hands.
You got more than 6 votes, by the way. There's 375 votes that have been cast. And you got 27% of the vote. That's way more than 6.
I love it. Vote for Amanda. Anyone but Gary. That's my platform. So for the rest of voting, remember my wishes here. Let's get Gary out of this thing ASAP. We don't need any more of those nonsensical calls.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you using your time to put forth another candidate.
Thanks, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen,
great day, everyone.
Coach Oglick.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
More of your calls right now, but first let me shout out Omar Ochoa gifting a membership. Hit it. Omar, your membership went to listener Sco. What's up, Sco? Sco is now a channel member, and Omar is in the raffle for 1. The Doc is on the line. Doc Jet Fan is up next. Hello, Doc.
Hey, Jake. Listen, my head's spinning a little bit from the draft, so if you'll indulge me a couple minutes just to tell an old story. I'm hoping Mr. Castro's on the line. He might appreciate that, along with Neil, because he mentioned, Peter mentioned the Mud Bowl. Let me tell a quick story. So it's winter break, 1982. Go down to the Bahamas with 3 friends of mine, Jeff and Stu and Lev, adamant Jet fans, guys who did college radio. And, we're down for some girls, some drinks, have a good time, a little bit of sun. The one thing that was non-negotiable, we wanted to find a TV with the Jet Cincinnati playoff game. And in that game, Freeman McNeil goes crazy, rushes for 200 yards. Terrific. One of my friends says, my grandmother lives in Miami. The Jets are playing Miami in the Mud Bowl. We can fly People's Express for like no money at all. Go up there. So we go there Saturday. We rent a crappy Vega or something with the windows that didn't go all the ways up. The car has 2 or 3 inches of water in it. We sit through the game. We're actually on NFL films. Every time Todd threw a interception to A.J. Dewey, they see the morons in the Miami end zone screaming and yelling. They cut to us. Fine. The story, though, is we're on our way home. Again, on People's Express. Younger viewers, you know People Express. It made Spirit Airlines look like a Rolls Royce. Yeah, it was really, they handed you a ticket. And you handed the ticket like being on a train. So we're flying back Monday after the Mud Bowl. And we had paid $35 to get from Miami back to Newark. And in the interim, they had reduced the price of the flight to $23, right? And if you held on to your voucher, you could get a refund of $13. Half the plane is looking at, we're like drowned rats from the game. We're completely miserable. Honestly, we're pretty hungover also. And about a third of the fans were Jet fans. They understand our plight. They gave us their voucher, and we mailed this whole packet of them in. And we had money to drink for the spring semester at Rutgers.
Wow.
We got lots of money. So in order to pay it forward, if I can make it to McFadden's, I owe a couple of your fans some drinks, because back in 1982, some very kind patrons of that airline hooked us up. We had drinking money for the semester, and I'd like to pay it forward if we can meet you there at McFadden. So
that's awesome, Doc. I'll tell you what, I hope you can make it. And if not, there'll be other meetups. We do a road game meetup every year, and we do a home game meetup every year. So we did a group ticket buy for the home game. We'll do something similar for our road trip game this year. So if you can't make it to Pittsburgh, no sweat. We'll do some stuff during the actual Jets season as well.
Awesome, Jake. I also wanted to wish you good luck on the Jets Connection show tomorrow night. I'm sure it'll be just as good as everything else you do, which is top notch.
Thanks, Doc. I appreciate it. That's a great story you told.
Take care.
Doc Jet fan, check it in. Man, imagine being at the Mud Bowl. I can't. You should get some free drinks out of all that, though. Help ease the pain. That's an awesome story. Speaking of the show tomorrow night, that's right. The Jets Collective, myself, Brandon Tierney, who was all over the media today after what Greg Giannotti said. So a little buzz for our show tomorrow. We'll take that. And then Rich Samini. The three of us, our first shows tomorrow at 7 Eastern. Be a lot of fun. It'll be a roundtable discussion on the Jets. We'll do some Q&A with listeners. We're almost at 600 subscribers already. And we haven't even done a show yet. So pretty cool. Jets Collective. Subscribe to the channel if you want to watch it live tomorrow at 7 Eastern tomorrow night. More of your calls. Mike E is up next on the show. Hello, Mike. Hey, Mike. Oh, no, Mike, call back. You had a bad line. I know you were on hold. I'll put you right back on if you get a little better connection. In the meantime, let's say hello to a man who we revere in this community. He's a guy, when you are down and you need someone to talk to, he's the guy you want to talk to. Gator says, I think Big Cho might need an intro.
Big Cho. Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in. Big Cho. I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles. We're talking about Big Cho. My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
I put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands earlier. Came home just chilling. Big Cho. Big Cho. Jay.
Big Cho.
What's going on with you?
How are you, Big Cho? I love that hoodie.
Appreciate it. I got I don't have it on now, but I have a gray sweatpants that make the outfit look good.
Hey, what size sweatpants are you?
Double X.
Double X? Okay.
Yeah. What size are you?
It depends on the brand, either a medium or a large.
We're talking about Big Joe.
Got it. So how you been doing?
Doing well.
That's good.
How are you?
Doing good. Just got rehab this week.
Big Joe.
Wednesday and Thursday, I think I got OT. This week got PT the following week. Should be done towards the end of April. Getting ready to get the recruiting schedule in pretty soon. Big Joe! How's things with you? Okay?
Yeah, coming along. Got the draft in a month.
Yeah. Now, you think we're going to get that quarterback from Alabama or no?
I do think he's in play for the Jets. I'd be a little surprised if they took him at 16, though.
What number you think they'd get him at?
I think if they want him, they would potentially take him in the second round, 33.
You think he'll be there?
I do think there's a chance he's there.
If we take him, how do you think he'll fit in?
I don't know, because I don't know when he's going to actually get a chance to play. That would be my big question, because he's not going to start the year. It's going to be Geno. So when do we actually see Ty Simpson?
If we get him, would he come in as the backup?
I believe so.
Okay.
Big Joe.
And you said you wanted the guy from Ohio State as number 2?
Arvell Reese?
Yeah.
I believe that's who they're going to take. That's who I would take.
Okay. So you like him?
I do like him.
We're talking about Big Joe.
And then a wide receiver at 16?
That's correct.
Jets, Jets. Which one do you think they'll get at 16?
Makai Lemon.
Where is he from? West Coast?
USC.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Jordan Tyson, West Coast. Omar Cooper Jr., Central, Midwest.
What about the guy from Indiana?
That's Cooper.
Okay. So all three of those guys are in play for 16, you think?
It feels like Carnell Tate will be the first receiver off the board. So then after that, I think it's a matter of which one actually makes it to 16.
Okay.
Hey, Mike D's Nuts says your call is putting him to sleep.
That's because I'm chilling, man. Make everybody relax.
Hey, you see that guy Bob who called? He was kind of pulling at you.
Wow, what was he doing? I saw him.
He was kind of, bobbing up and down, if you will.
He was talking about Woody running the show.
Yeah, I think he was drunk.
Was he?
Yep.
Well, that's the opposite of me.
You sober?
Always.
Good job.
Always.
Hey, who'd you vote for in Asmaniac Madness? Black Gypsy or Coach?
Black Gypsy.
Super chat from Cisco. Jake, can you ask Cho if he got a Glock need to nose if I want to bet?
Ask me what now?
Ask Cho if he got a Glock need to nose. If I don't know what that means, Cisco, but if you can clarify, maybe someone can figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Big fella writes in, to me, this year's QB should be drafted as a future backup to the quarterback we draft next year. Talking about Cho? Yeah.
We're talking about Big Joe.
That'll work. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's talking about. The insight to betting.
Hey, Big Cho, you watched the NCAA tournament over the weekend?
Yeah, I went down to the Greenville games.
How about the St. John's Johnnies?
Yeah, it was awesome.
The Red Storm?
How about UConn?
The Huskies?
Yeah, my mother-in-law went there. I'm getting ready to watch the girls play at 6.
The lovely ladies?
Yeah, 35-0.
Cisco wants to know if you own a gun. That's what he was asking.
I do not. Nope. I'm not big into guns.
How do you feel about water guns?
Maybe when we were little. What do you think about water guns?
Oh, I love water guns.
Do you? What about water balloons?
Big water balloon guy.
Yeah, I guess you seem like you would be.
Used to pelt my campers with them back in the day. Great times.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
At what camp?
Camp Canadensis,
Where's that, New York?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Georgie says, keep this chump away from guns.
Is Georgie still around?
Oh, yeah.
He's funny. I just told you I don't like guns, so you don't have to worry about it.
Big Show, show off your guns.
I told you I don't have any guns, man.
What's that on your arms then? Those pythons.
Oh, yeah. Big Joe! That's a long time ago, man.
Eddie says this has to be the best conversation I've ever heard.
Well, hopefully he's nice and relaxed.
Big fella says, does Big Show like water sports?
Yeah, I used to water ski back when I was healthy, back in the day, probably, I want to say in the mid to late 90s. I could do, what is that, slalom one ski?
What about wakeboarding?
A little bit. Big Joe! Can't do a lot of that stuff anymore because of my back.
Well, you look like you're moving and grooving, Big Show. We're excited about it.
Yeah, I'm getting a little better. My shoulder's still bothering me, but I need to get that fixed.
Well, you have a hell of a day, Big Show. All right. Appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, not a problem, man. I enjoy your show. You know, I don't call as much as I want to because sometimes I don't see when you're on, so I just watch it taped, delayed.
Well, Big Show, you're a hero.
Jets, Jets.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Big Show checking in. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Last chance to get in the raffle for a Jets jersey. When you enter that, you have a chance to win the Namath helmet, Revis helmet, Brees helmet. That will be on Saturday this week in our weekly raffle. Keep it rolling with your calls right now. Say hello to a man on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline. A man known as the Wagon.
Chuck Wagon's always cooking, which it takes. Chuck Wagon's even cooking at the game. Chuck Wagon hates McDonald's, but he's headed home to cook. It's time once again for Chuck Wagon.
I'm not really sure if Orlovsky really believes in what he says about Ty Simpson being the best quarterback in this year's draft, but yeah, he's entitled to his opinions, even though I think he must be on something for him to really think that. But it provides content, provides content for ESPN and anybody in football. So yeah, he's entitled to it, but I just don't know how he thinks he's going to be drafted in the top 10. I just don't see it happening.
Now, Chuck Wagon, what are your thoughts on Siena losing their coach to Syracuse?
It sucks. Siena College for years has been a springboard for young up and coming coaches to leave and go to, some big program. It's just what it is. Yeah, I'm used to it by now. Fran McCaffrey was the last one to do it. Now McCaffrey, I knew he wasn't going to stay long term, but my God, could have at least stayed one more year to see if they could go back. Because I'm sure 70% of those kids now at Siena are going to now leave, either go to Syracuse or transfer somewhere else. So if they win 7 games next year with the roster that's going to be depleted, it sucks. But they had a good year. They had a chance. Their players just got winded at the very end, playing literally the whole game. Not much you can do about that. But I'm still proud of them, and wherever they go, if they don't stay at Siena, I wish them the best.
Now, Chuck Wagon, your head looks tremendous. You got to know that.
Thank you. I'm starting to like it more and more each day.
Has your wife come around on it?
She doesn't talk about it. So
I think she's accepted it then. She's gotten used to it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I think she has.
Well, you look good, Chuck Wagon. You keep doing your thing.
Yes, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chuck Wagon.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
More calls right now. Keep it rolling. Let's say hello to Australian Jets fan who's next. Hello, AJF.
Hey, Jake. How's it going? Good morning.
Good morning.
I just wanted to ask, is there any possibility of you putting some of the Asmaniac theme songs on Spotify?
I think they are on Spotify. Gator, give me the info so I could plug it. But I believe Gator has posted many of the theme songs on Spotify.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is exactly the answer I was looking for. Because it's kind of awkward when someone asks me about the song I'm thinking of, and I have to try to explain to them what the Carl Clifton theme song is, or the Big Cho theme song is. When they don't really understand the show, I do my best to put them on because this is peak entertainment, but they don't always get it.
It's a tough show to explain to people that don't regularly watch.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's absolutely nothing like it, but we wouldn't have it any other way because that's what makes it the best show on YouTube.
Now, why are you driving on the in the wrong seat there? What's up with your car?
So we're right-hand drives in Australia.
I was making a joke. I know. Dun.
You never know. You never know. Some people like to, ask genuine. Some people in the chat genuinely might not know that we drive on this side of the road in Australia, but we do.
Yeah, it's the same thing in the UK as well.
Yeah, I mean, they did colonize our country, so I'm not surprised. Is that always been a thing in America, or did they just decide we're going to drive on the other side of the road because we don't like the British?
I don't know the backstory on that. Someone might in the chat. I believe we've always driven on the right-hand side, though.
You have a car, Jake?
Not anymore.
I imagine you probably don't need one.
No, my driving days owning a car 2 years ago. That was the last time.
That's fair enough. Now, do you think Dan Orlovsky? I mean, I heard what Chuck Wagon was saying, that he doesn't think that Dan actually believes what he's saying. Do you think he's just saying it for headlines and clickbait?
I think he might believe it, but I think when he got so much blowback after his initial take on it through 8 games, he's the type of guy that likes to double down on it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care if we take Ty or not. I mean, if we do, we do. But I think realistically, we've got Geno for this year. Regardless if it ends up horrible or not, it's probably going to happen. But I think our quarterbacks in next year's draft, Even if we don't get Arch, there are a lot of other good options, hopefully, to choose from.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. What do you got planned for tonight?
Big night ahead. I got to tally up the Asmaniac Madness for votes. We got to raffle away a jersey. Big things happening here.
Does anyone still have a perfect bracket?
No perfect brackets are left.
Do you know who had the longest surviving bracket?
I believe it might have been Boomtown, but I could be wrong.
Well, good on him. I won't keep you much longer then. Have a great night, and I'll no doubt be calling in again soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Australian Jet fan calling from the other side of the world. Or Jets Jesus had the last perfect bracket. Good job by the chat. They knew that more than I did. Boomtown is in first place right now, though. He had Philly Noodles winning, as did I. I shouldn't have counted out Australian Jets fan coming back and being a regular caller once this tournament started. David Perez in the raffle for 4. He says, just wanted to say this is the best JETS Jets channel on YouTube. Well, that's very kind of you, David. Thank you. Just don't tell people on Reddit that.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Appreciate you, David. I got you down on the raffle. Jay Perez has gifted a membership. He's in the raffle for 1. And I see Jay is called in. What's up, Jay? Jay, we can't hear you. Mike is a little muted. Make sure your mic is connected to your computer in the StreamYard settings. I'll come back to you, Jay. You try again. In the meantime, keep it rolling. Let's say hello to Chef Brian, who's next. Hey, Brian.
Yo, what's up? What's up, Jake? How you doing, man?
Hey, Brian. How are you?
Good. Here, trying to light up the wood stove. It's cold up here in Sussex County, man. Cold as hell right now.
This has been the longest winter ever, man. I know. It's been
For
brutal.
real. I thought we were done already, but Jake, I was gonna ask you. Have you heard anything about any like elite tight ends for this draft? Because I was thinking they should try to pick up another, maybe in the 4th round or somewhere around there. Try to get another tight end to match with Taylor. Maybe attack a little differently. Since Frank Wright I think is gonna want to run the ball. Might just run those 2 tight end sets, man, and try to have those defenses guessing.
Brian, you got the runs?
Nah.
Something's up with your audio then.
All right, hold up.
Let me bring on my Ford expert.
Can you hear me now?
What are we working with here?
Can we hear you? Check
All
your
right.
audio.
No, my bad. It's because I'm using my metas. So
Go to your audio and check your audio. Check your audio.
Brian?
Is your audio up?
You can't hear me?
Oh, we hear something.
Yeah, gas.
Did you get that point with the tight ends or no?
I heard you mention something about a tight end, which is fitting given what
All
your
right,
audio
cool.
sounds
All
like.
right. Yeah, it's perfect.
Try again another time, Brian. I appreciate it. Very fitting. His point was about tight ends, given what his audio sounded like. I'll say this. I think Sadiq is probably the only tight end that would be in play for the Jets in the first round. And I don't love taking him at 16, but I wouldn't rip the Jets if they did it because I'm so sick of not having an offense that could score points. Here's a guy who could help you score points. And like Mason Taylor is not enough to stop me from taking a tight end if I love Sadiq. I just think there's a better use of that pick. I think I would prefer a receiver, obviously, or I'd prefer Fano or Vega, the Penn State lineman, in that spot. I think it'd go Spencer Fano for me, and then I would then probably lean with Vega Ione. Jay Quest, his audio was not fine. All right. Don't tell me his audio was fine. His thing was making fart noises, and then I played additional fart noises. All right, Jay Quest. Don't say to Brian, his audio is fine. We hear you. Jake's putting gas noises for some reason. That is not true. There were multiple comments saying he sounds gassy, and then I made him sound more gassy because every time Brian calls in from his phone, every other time, there's a chance that happens. All right, Brian, let's try again.
Can you hear me now or no?
See, that's a fart noise, Jay Quest. That is a fart noise. Hold on. Let me throw Jay Quest in the hole because I'm tired of his nonsense. Mr. I'm too good for Asmaniac Madness. Then all he does is shit on the selection committee and every comment. Jay Quest, get lost, get a clue. See you later.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
Farewell, Jay Quest. Enjoy the Long Island Railroad. I won't put him in the hole for real, though. I'll put him in timeout for 5 minutes. Cisco Lopez. Shout out to you, Cisco. He says, Jake's show is best content, period, not just YouTube. Where else are you going to get fart noises in the Jet Takes? Appreciate you, Cisco. You're in the raffle for 2, which is coming up shortly. Want to get back to your calls. Let's see if we can hear Jay this time. Jay, do you got us? Jay, I see your mouth moving, but we can't hear you. Try a different web browser. And call back, and we'll try again.
Can't wait.
Can't wait to hear whatever Jay's saying. A lot of tech issues today on the show. We'll try Brian again. Hey, Brian.
Can you hear me now?
So far, so good, Brian.
You now, man. I hate this freaking StreamYard.
You can't hear me?
Anyways, I'm gonna just tell you the point. Hopefully you can hear me though. Like I was saying about the tight ends, maybe in the 4th round. I wasn't thinking 1st round, but it would be nice to get somebody there to kind of run the offense with Taylor, both of them on the field, and kind of attack that way. Since Frank Reich likes to attack with running the ball and all that. So I was thinking maybe that might be a good way to approach it, the draft and stuff.
Again, Sadiq, I think, is the only tight end they would take in the 1st round. I don't even know if there's a tight end they would take in the 2nd round, to be honest. They just did that last year. Looks like we lost you, Brian, but we did hear you there. That was good. Appreciate your effort. Party with Peganardi says, free Jay Quest. And Nate, let's go Mets. Jay Quest will not be freed. Jay Quest will sit in timeout for another 3 minutes and 54 seconds. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 overall seed in this tournament is on the line.
Good afternoon, Jake.
Hello, Kyle.
So, Ty Simpson's getting a lot of play today, I see.
Oh, 100%. And this is only the beginning, Kyle. There'll be more of this. I'm sure. Wait till his pro day later this week.
Oh, I'm sure it'll reach a fever pitch. Yeah, I mean, unless we're in love with him and we take him at 16, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I don't think he's going to be there at 33. Someone will come up and get him at the tail end of the 1st round, because he's smart enough. He's got enough traits. He played in the best league in the country. Like, there's too much about him to not to take the swing, I think. Now, could that be us? It could be. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Where do you think they have to get to? They have to get in front of, who at the end of the 1st round needs a quarterback? Do we have the order
at the end of the 1st round? Potentially, Miami would pick 30 if they wanted to. Now, they have Willis, so I doubt it. I think
Right.
Cleveland, if you consider 24 end of the first round, I think that is a spot maybe for Ty Simpson. I tend to agree with you. If he goes in the first round, I could totally see Arizona, let's say, coming up from 34 to draft him because they don't want to wait the next night knowing the Jets at 33 or another team could jump in front of them and take him.
Right. I mean, if you think about it, Cleveland's a real possibility there because they didn't spend any real draft capital on Shador, and that's something you can easily walk away from if he doesn't work out. And it's good to have more than one guy. If you have more than one talented guy, you can trade a guy, or you can keep him as a backup. It's win-win for them. It looks like Miami made a real financial commitment to Malik. So I don't know. Like, and to your point, like, who are they surrounding him with to succeed to see if he really is the guy? It's head scratching. I would think that they're going to have to get some playmakers in there besides HN. And I don't know if that's Carnell Tate or Makai Lemon or whatever else they're going to do. I don't think that there's kind of a lull. I think maybe Concepcion would be a guy might be a guy they might look at 30 for the Dolphins, right? Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, if the Jets want to come up, they probably, and he gets past Cleveland, they probably need to get to 29. That's fair to say, right?
That's the team that does concern me.
Yeah, I mean, and what does that take to go from 33 to 29? You think you can get do that for a fifth and a future third rounder?
Well, let's look
Sound
at what
about
the
right?
Giants paid last year, for example. Now, it wasn't 29, though. It was last year, the Giants drafted Jackson Dart with the 25th pick. They made a deal with the Texans, who traded out of 25 for picks 34, that's a second rounder, 99, which is a third rounder, and a future third rounder.
Okay, so 2 third rounders.
I mean, the Jets
Yeah.
have 2 fourths. Would you trade 2 fourths to come back in to get Ty?
I probably would not.
I
Because
feel
to me that 103 this year, with a guy like Muji, that pick has real value to me. I mean, assuming that he wasn't the guy who was pulling the Arian Smith string last year. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I reside with it. And just one thing about Sadiq is, I want a weapon. I want the best weapon available. I want him as early as possible. If that's Sadiq, so be it. You got to get creative in that scenario. You've got to use him as a big slot. You've got to use him in 2 tight end sets. And they've done great things to make themselves more multiple on defense, and I would expect that you're going to see a lot more versatility on the offense as well, because part of the complaints about last year is that how predictable they were and how vanilla they were, and let's see 12 personnel, let's see Pony, let's see all that stuff.
Agreed.
I hope that Wright can do it, and I'm sure he can. I'm sure he's got a lot of ideas, and I just hope that Gino can be a trigger man that can have us watching competitive football into November. I appreciate your time, Jake.
Good call, Kyle. I think Gino can. Can he stay healthy, and can they protect him? The answer should be yes on being able to protect him, because I do believe in the offensive line they have, but it's all fair. Sadiq is interesting. I admit I have not watched a ton of him. I saw his freaky combine like everyone else. I just would be a little surprised if they went Sadiq at 16. But again, you can make an argument he's the best offensive skill player left, if that's your goal. If the top receivers are off the board and maybe they're really concerned about Jordan Tyson's medicals. Nick Shine in the raffle for not 1, but 2 entries. Thank you very much to Nick Shine. Hit the Jet chant. Let's go.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed too.
Let's get to more of your calls right now. This is not something we get a chance to do very often. We're about to take a call from a man that is currently in the hole. It's Jay Quest. Hello, Jay Quest.
Get me out of here. Get me out. All right.
Your timeout's over, by the way. How dare you not like fart noises?
No, here's my thing. Now, mind you, you have the headphones on, right? Because I actually went back and listened to the phone call because I didn't hear noises when he was talking. So I really thought that you didn't know what he was talking about. So you didn't put the fart noises. I understand why you did it, but he was trying to get a jet point out. You know what I mean? It wasn't that bad. Now,
Well, I mean, look, if I see an opportunity to play fart drops, I have to take it.
leave that shit for B, standing when Bobby calls in. Don't do it to a real caller, bro. Come on. No offense, Bobby.
I mean, look, he tried calling back in, and there was the same problem again.
It was a good call, that's all. I mean, he was doing a good jet point, and then
He was talking about the tight ends, right? We addressed his point. We got there.
But I just didn't think the fart noises did it. That's why. But I really thought that you didn't know anything about it because I didn't hear the noises in the beginning because I was in my car, kind of half listening. You understand if that makes sense?
Do you hear this?
Hold on, one more time. Hold on, let me lift my leg. Hold on. Yeah, do it. No. All right, Jake, have a good one.
You too, Jay Quest. Great call from the hole, ladies and gentlemen. Jay Quest joining us there. His timeout is over, by the way, so he's not actually in the hole. Let's say hello to another great caller on the line. Hopefully we can hear this guy. It's Jay Perez. Third time's the charm, right, Jay? Jay? No, Jay. Can't hear you. Maybe try from your phone, potentially. I'm not sure. It's something with your mic not connected to StreamYard. Or do you have the volume on mute? I don't know, but we'll keep trying.
Bang!
In the meantime, let's get to more of your calls right now. A 1 seed is on the line. Hit it.
Women need to vacuum and shouldn't be allowed to vote.
All right, so I got a couple of questions. Coach isn't still on the line, is he?
Coach Oglick is not on the line.
All right. I was just wondering why he was more concerned about my potential future matchups than his current matchup. I don't understand obsessions with me when you're in your own battle. It just seems weird to me. Like, why is your head not in your own battle and you're worried about someone else's? That's really, really strange to me. Like really strange. Also, what
do you think it says about you, though, Gary, that someone called in during their day on Asmaniac Madness and used their concession speech to say anyone but Gary?
I think it shows a lack of masculinity. I think it's just like a weird obsession, like a high school girl would have on, like, the captain of the football team. It's weird, right? Like it's not productive. Nothing good is going to come from that. You're not going to make yourself a better man by hating on someone else. You never hear me hating anybody. I wish everyone success. I wish everyone could win. Unfortunately, that's not how it works, right? I wish you success and nothing less. I wish Black Gypsy success and nothing less. I don't wish ill will on anybody because that's not of Christ. And why would I want to see anyone fail? Like it's just like a pathetic low life thing to do, is to want to see someone else fail. You're just saying, you're better than me. You're smarter than me. I can't possibly compete with you. So I hope you fail in some other way. It's really not a masculine thing to do. It's like, there's nothing positive that can come from hating on someone else. But you see the chat's filled with it. It's not a great sign of things to come.
Are you worried that you've alienated too much of your voter base to win this year?
I don't care, Jake. Do you think I say things to be accepted, or do you think I say things do you think I say things to be accepted, to be liked, or do you think I say things that are biblical and true? Which one do you think?
I don't know. I'm just asking you.
Okay. I obviously don't care, right? Like I'm not going to suppress the truth and unrighteousness. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say things that I think people might like to hear them. I'm going to say things that I'm going to say things that are biblical and things that I believe that are true. That's what I'm going to say. If people don't like that, friendship with the world is enmity with God, right? Like, you can't please a world that killed the only perfect man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the only perfect man that ever lived was killed, why would they like me? I can't.
Peg writes
I can't
in,
help that.
Gary, you do talk down to beast and anyone that you think is beneath you.
I don't talk down to anyone. So there's like two things wrong with that. I don't talk down to Beast. Beast insults me from the moment he picks up the phone, and I don't think anyone is beneath me. I don't pity anyone with less than me. I don't envy anyone with more than me because I'm a man and he's a man. If you mean by
fucking diarrhea, cha cha cha.
If you mean
Really?
talk to him like he's a man.
Scoundrel scumbag. Look,
First thing you did was
you
insult
are
me.
the
Seems like the
the
first thing you
epitome
did.
of MJF. Did anyone ever tell you that? You are the epitome of MJF. Scumbag, scoundrel, and Mr. Mountain of Misinformation has the brain of a toilet seat. And basically, when I flush my toilet after taking a big Renzel, your face is in the toilet because basically you like eating the crap that comes out my ass.
She was saying the first thing, the only thing he can do is insult people. That's all he can do. And I talk down to him.
It's because I'm
you
powerful.
people are deluded. Like you really are deluded.
Sorry, son. I'm too smart. I'm too technical. I'm just like Scott Steiner. I might be a freak, but let me just say this. I'm a pimp and you a hoe. And as Richie once said, like a pimp says to his hoes, keep them coming.
Derek says, never met a man who contradicts himself as much as Gary.
Yeah, like this is like, so the other day, what's his name? Australian Jet fan calls and says, I contradicted myself. I said, okay, great. What's the contradiction? Like, well, there isn't one. These are just, he's a low IQ person. You know that, right? Like, he's not an intelligent person. And he doesn't, like, where's the contradiction? And I don't mean that to be insulting of him, right? Like,
you're saying AJF is a low intelligent person?
No, Derek, the Jets fan, is a low intelligence person, right? Like, where's the contradiction? Where's the contradiction? What did I say that was
I don't think Derek is low IQ.
Okay, well, where's the contradiction then? What did I say that contradicted myself?
I'm not going to speak for Derek if he writes in
right,
a comment.
Because he can't speak for himself because he's effeminate and he can just type things in a keyboard. All right, like I'm not going to take you seriously if all you can do is type on a keyboard. I'm not going to take you seriously. Our Australian Jet fan did that too, and it was the most embarrassing thing I've
Derek
ever
says
seen.
you say you don't insult people. He's saying that you do.
That's not what I said. I said I don't talk down to people. You came after me and it made up a lie about me, and I responded to your ridiculous lie that you said about me. Like to act like a man for once, right? Like seriously, he was the same guy that said I was definitely going to lose to Jay Graves, right? Like you can see what he is. You can see what he is, right?
PA says Gary losing votes for sure. Derek, one of the more positive Jet fans.
Okay, I mean he comes on and insults me all the time. He called me a simp. He did. I don't think he knows what that
isn't
means.
talking down to someone? Question mark.
See, he's an idiot. No, insulting someone is not talking down to someone. Not at all. Not necessarily. He's just not an intelligent person. And I'm like, I'm not to insult him, but he's not smart enough to have a conversation with me. He doesn't have any intellectual curiosity. I have no interest in talking to him. He comes on and says, Gary contradicts himself. Bring him on. Ask him what the contradiction is. He's going to embarrass himself like Australian Jet fan did. Well, there is no contradiction. So it's like, why did you say that? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're just saying words to try to be insulting to someone you've never met before. Is that like a high caliber, a high quality thing to do? Like, is that what cool people do? Like just make up lies to try to insult someone who you've never met before? It's like that's a low grade thing to do, is it not?
Spencer Green says AEW sucks, Beast. Also a super chat. Wait, is Gary drinking soda?
Obviously not, Nick Shine. I see the people. Shout out, Nick. Obviously, I would not drink soda. Not just coffee. From 151 Coffee, which doesn't sell soda.
So some caffeine, which is a drug.
Define drug.
Caffeine.
Define drug.
Ladies and gentlemen, you asked for it. Gary, you're about to get it. Buckle up, folks. It's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Hey, Gary, how we doing, brother, man?
I'm good. I'm good.
You good?
Derek, how are you? Where's the contradiction, my friend?
Oh, the contradiction was I was just curious on how talking down to somebody is not insulting them in any way.
I'm gonna wait. This is the part you called it. You said I contradicted myself. What two statements did I make that contradicted each other? If I didn't,
you said that talking down to somebody is not insulting them.
That's not a contradiction. Do you know what a contradiction is?
Do you know what a contradiction is?
I'm asking you a question. You can respond to the question.
No, you gotta first tell me how talking down to somebody is not insulting them.
That's not what I said. I said talking down. Yeah. Wait. Hang on. What? I asked you a question first. Where's the contradiction? What's the contradiction? And I'll address that. What is the contradiction?
You contradict yourself when you said talking down to somebody is not insulting them. And how is that not insulting them?
How's that okay? Explain how that's a contradiction.
Because you're saying one thing isn't what it actually is.
I'm saying one thing. What thing did I say isn't what it actually is?
That's one of the situations as opposed to another. Talking down to somebody.
Which one of the situations? So
somebody.
A contradiction would be like a squared circle, right? Like you can't have a square and a circle. It's a contradiction in terms. So where is the contradiction in? I see you don't know what a contradiction is, but we're going to be
contradictions. A statement, ideas, or features of a situation that are opposed to one another. That's
correct. So where's the opposite? Like a squared circle, right? That's a contradiction in terms. A squared circle. It's either a square or a circle. It can't
you
be
say,
both. Where's the contradiction?
Talking down to somebody is not insulting, but you can't answer how. What's the difference between insulting somebody or talking down to somebody?
Well, talking down is.
And then I make one statement about it, and then you're attacking people in the chat.
When you ask a question, what's typically a good idea is to wait for the answer. So, talking down to someone is how you take it. It's how you perceive it. Insulting someone is degrading them or using scornful language towards them. So they're not the same thing. When you say I talk down to you or I talk down to Beast, that's your interpretation. A insult is like an objectively true thing. It's scornful or degrading language towards someone. So you can talk down to someone and not insult them, and you can insult someone and not talk down to them. I can insult you man to man. You're talking down to me. It's like when women say, but I don't like your tone. Well, I don't really care about your tone policing, right? So it's just not, you can insult someone and not talk down to them, and you can talk down to someone and not insult them. Like if I said to you, well, that's a very nice hat. You look very smart. Maybe you can bounce a ball and see how many times you can bounce it in a minute and then try to break that record in the next minute. Well, good boy. I never insulted you, but I clearly talked down to you, correct?
As soon as the statement popped up, what I said, you said he's got a low IQ.
I could insult you. I could insult you and say,
I'm Black Gypsy. You're the set all you delusional Jets fan straight. Your takes make me wanna punch you in the face. Or kick you in the crotch. When this team sucks, they suck. I'm Black Gypsy. I'm Black Gypsy. I'm Black Gypsy. I'm Black Gypsy.
Oh, I was in the middle of a conversation. Congratulations on your win, Black Gypsy. Success and nothing less for you, my man. How are you?
Well, I appreciate the congratulations. So
there's no hating me at all. Congratulations.
So I want to ask you something. Why is it that
I was in the middle of a conversation with him, but I guess that's over with. So
yeah, I mean, Jake will push it. He'll put it back into the context in a second. So I want to ask you a question. Why
I
is
may
it?
or may not have an answer.
Because last time you got me riled up, right? And it's a good tactic. I like the tactic.
You got you riled up. Don't blame me for your response.
Fine, exactly. I responded a certain way. Cool. So, what is it about you calling men feminine? Well, before you answer, I'm gonna add context to it. So, like, I want to know why you do it, because if we go level to level, like the things that I have done in my background compared to what you said you've done, one is way more manly than the other. Like one is what you aspire to be. Fight. Like I can do a lot of stuff, but you don't hear. Whenever you make a comment, I don't call you feminine. I want to know, why is that your first stop?
You call me all sorts of names. Like you call me all sorts of names.
Or to call somebody low IQ.
Well, because low IQ is an objective thing. Right,
okay,
like if I say
objectively, you think
you asked me a question. Let me respond to the question. So low IQ is an objective thing, right? Like if I say somebody ran a 4.840, that's either objectively true or objectively false, correct? Like it's true or false. So the average IQ in this country is somewhere between 97 and 98, right? It varies a little bit on the charts you look at. So if someone is higher than that by at least one standard deviation, that would be considered high IQ. If someone is lower than that by at least one standard deviation, that would be considered low IQ. So it's not an insult; it's just an observation.
I know what the meaning of of
why
it
did
is.
you ask a question you knew
So,
the
so
answer to?
I wanted to ask you that. So what makes you the person that can decide that someone is either high or low IQ?
There's traits that you can pick up on people. If they
So
can't articulate an argument, they're low IQ. If they repeat cliches, they're low IQ. You can tell. I mean, if you study IQ for any amount of time, you can pick up on traits.
and you studied IQ for a good amount of time?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So everybody in the chat that has anything to say against you and that you don't like when you're talking to them, you call them feminine or low IQ.
No, not everyone. I never called you low IQ. I don't
Right.
think you're low IQ. I think you're probably average to high IQ, like not over 120, but probably between 110 and 120.
So
And
here's my
you took it. You were in the military. You took an IQ test. What was your IQ? It's between 110
so,
and 120.
here's my thing, right? All right. Well, when we argue, we can argue. Because I didn't take it to anything special until you always bring it to a point where you throw a dirty shot at someone. And when you throw a dirty shot at someone, their natural reaction is to come back with aggression.
Let me ask you a question. Who's called the other person more names, me or you? Have you called me more names? Have you called me more names?
I've called you more names, sure.
Okay, so you usually start the name calling, correct?
You initiated, but yeah, I get
so
it
you
going.
start the name calling, and then you get butthurt when I call you a name back.
No.
It's just, that's not, is that?
I don't get.
Hang on.
I don't get butthurt. I don't get butthurt. Gary, we'll be having a regular
You're more than welcome
conversation.
to try. You're more than welcome to try to beat me
Gary,
up. By the way,
Gary.
you're more than welcome.
Oh, so wait a second. So to get to that point, because I really was serious when I said this, I would like to box you.
Go ahead.
I would like to box you.
Go ahead.
Like,
Go ahead.
you're the boxing promoter. Let's make something happen. I can tell you to come here. You can come to Florida, and we can put it on.
I'm not. You're 1,500 miles away or whatever it is. I mean, that's
So
not really realistic.
I'm dead ass though. In your state, wherever you find a local place that you know you're comfortable at, you tell me I can come and visit it, see what the facilities look like, and I'm down. I'm down to box you. Like, it's been a while, but I'm with you. You know what I mean? Let's make this happen. Let's make this
not
happen.
a problem.
So you're accepting my challenge of a boxing match.
100. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you want to
All
spar
right.
3 rounds? Is that what you want to do?
We can go 3. Solid 3. I have to get myself in shape for 3, but we can go 3.
Yeah, you do. The 3-minute rounds. If you want to do 2 minutes, I can do 3 2-minute rounds with you if you want to go 2. I mean, we're not as young as we used to be.
Yeah, I mean, 3 2-minute rounds will work. I still have to get myself in shape to go round to round. You know what I mean?
The 2 minutes is long. I remember you being
It's the
hurt
longest 2 minutes in the world.
I was telling these guys on the Addy show, when you're hurt, when you're noticeably hurt, and you look up at the clock and there's 30 seconds left, you're like, oh God, that's a lifetime.
Yeah, and you're trying to catch breath and trying to hold out and dodge out and shift. I know all this. I box.
Bicycle, you're staring at that clock. You're trying to not let him see you staring at that clock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with the smoke. And just to say it, stop calling men feminine. It's not cool, bro.
No, I'll do what I want. If people are acting feminine, I'll call them feminine. You call me all sorts of names, right? So it's like
All right,
there's a little bit of hypocrisy there. Is there not?
So when I knock you out, Gary, I'm gonna call you feminine. Okay?
You can. I don't think if I knocked you when I knock you out, I won't call you feminine. Most men would never have the balls to even.
I have the jaw of a gorilla, bro. You are not. You are not. If you knock me out, Gary,
you're gonna need that.
I bare fist boxed it for years, bro. Like military, fighting military dudes. This is what we did when we had spare time. You are not knocking me out. I'm telling you, you're not knocking me out. You might be able to get some hits in.
You're gonna wish
you're not knocking me out.
I'm gonna hit you so many times that you're gonna wish you got knocked out. It's gonna be
We'll see those. We'll see those.
Do I really want to do this?
We'll see those. We'll see those. I'm with the smoke. I'm with the smoke. So when I knock you out, I'm gonna stand above you and call you feminine. You know what I mean?
Okay. But how would that be? If I knocked you out, I would shake your hand and be like, respect. Most people, most men would never have the balls to do what you do. Get in the ring with me.
I'm a gypsy and a savage. So you're going to meet a gypsy and a savage.
I respect that.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Well, now I got to figure out how to book a fighting event, man. The first ever Asmaniac boxing card. I mean, I know people in Vegas. Maybe Circa wants to host this. They've done some events. Unbelievable. Bonesy says, I'll turn Alden shoes into a boxing ring. Craig says, I'd make a special trip from Australia. Unreal. Unreal, man. Gary's unreal. It just the things that he finds a way to argue me. Brian says, "Are we sure Gary isn't a Dolphin fan? He sounds like one." I don't know. He sounds like a Dolphin fan. Cisco says, "Black Gypsy, I will fund you giving Gary CTE bounty paid." Brian Scantleberry with a follow-up super chat. Gary equals projection. He is one of the most low IQ fools in history. Entertainment value aside, this guy is a moron. Just reading the chat during all that. Unbelievable. All right, I'm going to try Jay one more time. If I can't get it to work, I'm going to get to the raffle. So make sure you guys enter the Asmaniac raffle if you want to win a Jets jersey. Pretty light on entries here, so great opportunity if you've never won to actually have a chance to win. What's up, Jay? No, Jay, we can't hear you. I don't know what the problem is. We'll have to figure this out, Jay. Maybe a different internet browser, maybe a different phone. But somehow, some way, we'll figure out. You're repping the Nick Mangold jersey. That's the jersey you want on the show? Love it. Looks great on you. Go Jets.
But you don't know what a drug is, so that's really
okay. So I will. I can describe what it is. I don't have the actual literal definition of it. I can easily look it up.
Something a drug. So when you called it a drug, what were you calling it? What did you mean by drug? That's all I'm asking.
Gary,
you don't know what.
Good job.
Unbelievable. Brian Morales says, "Jake, I sent the super chat before. Put me in, please." I got you down, Brian. Hojo MVP, does Ty get extra credit? Above 15 games for 3 years at Bama learning. I don't want to sit here and say that's not anything, because obviously if you're at Alabama, you're going up against a great defense in practice every day, especially at the beginning of his tenure. It's still peak Nick Saban. But I've heard so many quarterbacks talk about this. There's no substitute for experience, like tangible on the field game action experience. So he'd be an outlier at 15 starts. Again, there's a lot to like with him. That's why I like him enough to use a second round pick, but I want to mitigate the risk in doing it at 16. Brian says, "I need that Keyshawn Johnson jersey. Sorry with the noises. Must be my meta glasses. I'll call in on the laptop moving forward." Hey, don't tell that to Jay Quest. I appreciate you, Brian. You're in the raffle for 2. All right, let's get to the raffle. But first, why don't we declare a winner in Asmaniac Madness? You just saw him on the screen. There's a reason why he's a 2 seed. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gypsy is moving on. Black Gypsy to the round of 32. Black Gypsy 73, Coach Oglick 27, 485 votes were cast in this afternoon's matchup. That means, folks, we have finished the round of 64 for the extraordinary region. We have done the inside outside. We have done the dangerous alliance. We have done the extraordinary. And tomorrow we begin our final region for opening round action, the grown ass man region. It will be Charles Eugene M. Gorman against Robert C. That's on the first show. Second show will feature the 8-9, Sean and Andrew C. the Dream. So we got an action-packed slate of action your way tomorrow. Man, I'm excited. Gary versus Black Gypsies, the fight that America needs. Omar Ochoa is in the raffle for another entry. Let's go, Omar.
Good job.
Now, I'm ready for the raffle. The problem is Beast is currently taking a rental, so he's not there. So I need someone else to call in to send me to the raffle wheel here. All right, I have all the names counted, but I don't have anyone to send us to the Wheel of Champions. And that is the problem that I'm experiencing right now. So who could call in and be a hero? Who wants to do the honors? Big fella has stepped up in the past. I want to put the link in for someone to be the hero. John LG says, "I will travel to Vegas to watch Black Gypsy kick Gary's butt." Black Gypsy has just gifted a channel membership. Thank you very much, Black Gypsy. I'll make sure that you're in there. Ladies and gentlemen, we asked for help. And is Beast back? Hold on. We might not need help. Beast?
I'm taking a rental.
Ladies and gentlemen, in absence of Beast, we say hello to this man.
He's home, his belly is on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road, his belly's on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. He calls the show, his belly's on the bed. He's just more comfortable. He got a beard, he loves the jets, super jets. He loves a big fella, sleeps alone. There's no room on his bed. He loves a big fella.
We ready?
We're ready, big fella. Do what you do.
All right, man. It is now time to spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Oh, yeah, that is well done. Wheel is on the screen. Where's my raffle music, please? Here we go. Great job by the big fella there. He crushed it. Couple late entries that came through. Shane, in for 2. He wrote, I'm in. He bought 2 raffle tickets. Chuck Wagon gifted a channel membership. Good job, Chuck Wagon. I was in the middle of typing his name. We got Shane in there. We got Chuck Wagon in there. Love that. Let me just make a note on my separate document here so I keep track of everyone's entries all week. Good luck to all. We're up to 30 here on this raffle. 2 more for Brian. Hold on. Brian Morales. Appreciate you, Brian. Let me make sure we get you down for 2 more entries here. You're up to 4 in this. Brian. Got you. All right. Now we're closed. Anything after this point, you'll be in for our giveaways tomorrow. Here we go. Good luck to everyone. Only one can win. If you win, email me, asmanjake@gmail.com. Name, address, jersey of the player you want, and the size. Ladies and gentlemen, we spin the Wheel of Champions once and for all. The winner is... Smart Assin. I believe Smart Assin got in the raffle because I gifted him a membership. That is correct. Smart Assin got a gifted membership from yours truly, and now he's got himself a jersey. Hell yeah. Congrats to Smart Assin. Smart Assin, shoot me an email, and I will make sure you get your prize. Jersey Jet with a super chat. Street Beef Scrapeyard. Sign the waiver and glove up or shut up. They have monthly bouts, live stream from Virginia and WA. Is that Washington? Look, this fight needs to happen. Gary versus Gypsy for all the marbles. I'm in. I think that is a fight that this community desperately needs. I think this is a fight that this community could rally around. And here's a sneak peek of what I believe it potentially could look like. All right. Beast is back from taking a Renzel. Beast, how are you?
10 pounds. In the words of the great Mr. Jones, I feel 5 pounds light. Yeah, I feel 5 pounds light. What y'all looking at? Fucking diarrhea, cha-cha-cha.
All right, that's enough poop talk out of you, Beast. Big thank you to everyone who tuned in. I have no guest to thank because I just did 2.5 hours all by myself. But thank you to everyone who tuned in. We'll be live tomorrow morning. Robbie Sabo, who's been texting me during this, is supposed to be the guest. I'll confirm that with him. We'll be live at 10 a.m. tomorrow. You guys are the greatest. Thank you for your support. Congrats to Black Gypsy. Reminder, subscribe to the Jets Collective YouTube channel if you haven't already. Link is in the description. Big show tomorrow with Samini, myself, and of course, BT. Looking forward to that. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. JETS, 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 Jets. Enjoy a clip on the way out. Hit it.
Excuse me.
I didn't think I was gonna get COVID.
You have COVID, Chiefs fan?
A symptom of COVID. I just feel like shit.
What symptom do you have?
Basically, you got the Run syndrome. You're not feeling well. You're sleeping like a bear in hibernation. All that little stuff.
I don't know if that's COVID. That just sounds like you.
Well,
Like, I think you'll be okay. Did you say you had the runs?
That's basically.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't.
Bobby, that's enough out of you. All right.
I did drink a shit ton. And you know, when you drink a shit ton, your immune system goes.
Look, I'm going to turn around.
Keep mooning us. There we go.
No. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I want to apologize for yesterday. I was trying to show off the name on my jersey, but my desk chair doesn't swivel. So I got up and I showed off my butt.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.